what'll it be? Straight or rotation?
A little rotation.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, I'm coming.
Now, what do you think you're doing?
I'm gonna break him. You broke him last time.
That was another night and another game. We'll toss to see who breaks.
No, we won't toss. Whenever we toss, you always win. I'll choose you to see who breaks.
All right, crybaby. We'll choose to see who breaks. I take evens.
Just for that, I'll take odds. 1, 2, 3. Odds, I'm winning.
Wait a minute. You're supposed to stick your hand out the same time I stick mine out. Now, let's do it together. I'll count. 1, 2. This table is costing us money. Come on, let's get it over with. 1, 2, 3.
Odds.
Aren't we playing 2 out of 3?
No, 2 out of 3. I won.
All right, Sawhead, but remember, cheating shows.
Nothing. That's the way I played it.
I start from tabletop fins. What are you doing?
My hands are sticky.
Will you just stand still? Don't move a muscle while I shoot. Now what's the matter?
I think I'm going to sneeze again. I don't want to spoil your shot. I guess the false alarm. Go ahead.
Ow! What's the matter with you? You trying to kill me or something?
All right, I'm sorry.
Go ahead and shoot. Try to keep 1 foot in the pool room if you don't mind.
Hey, fellas, a guy named Eddie Norton around here?
What?
Yeah. I'm Ed Norton. What do you want to see him
Oh,
about?
it's just over your house. Your wife told me you was here. The uncle from Altoona, Herman, told me to say hello when I come in town.
Oh, yeah?
My name's Dynamite Moran.
Dynamite Moran. Hey, my Uncle Herman wrote me about this guy.
Oh, Dynamite Moran. His uncle says you're pretty good. My name's Cramden, Ralph Cramden. I'm his best friend.
I'm a fighter.
Oh, yeah?
Boy, Uncle Herman thinks you're great. He wrote me a letter, after his first fight. He told me that you knocked the other guy out in 15 seconds of the first round.
15 seconds of the first round. Did you have any other fights?
Oh, just one. I knocked the guy cold in 12 seconds.
In 12 seconds? That must be some kind of a record, isn't it?
I don't know. I beat that record when I was in the Navy.
Who did you ever knock out in less than 12 seconds?
Myself. Before the fight, I fell off the scale in the dressing room. I was unconscious for about 15 minutes.
How could you tell? Well, what are you doing in New York?
Well, I figure I'm about ready for the big time, so I come in here for a couple of fights.
Oh, well, who are you going to fight?
Well, gee, I don't know just yet. You see, first I got to get myself a manager. Then he'll get me to fight. I got to get myself a good manager. A guy who believes in me. A guy who knows I really can fight.
Why don't you get the guy you knocked out in 12 seconds?
Well, I got to get somebody. That's for sure. And the guy who gets me is getting the next champ. Boy, I can hardly wait to step back into that ring.
Hey, look at the way he moves, Ralph, like a panther, huh? He reminds me of one of the greatest street fighters I ever seen.
Who's that?
Trixie's mother.
Never mind Trixie's mother. I still can't understand it. How is it possible to knock a guy out in 12 seconds?
Well, let me show you, huh? You be the other guy, huh? Okay, now, put up your hands. No, like a fighter, huh? Yeah, well, that's something like it anyway. See, I come out of my corner like this, see? And I come up to the guy, and I throw a little left jab like this. And then I put back my right hand, and then...
Murder him, Dynamite!
Shut up!
Come on, you chicken.
What do you mean, chicken? I lasted longer than any other guy he fought.
Maybe I should read about my fights now. I got a little clippings here.
Boy, oh boy, you must be some fighter. That's an obituary column.
No, it's on the other side.
What's the matter, Mike? Nothing come out?
No, it's stuck.
Hit it on the side.
Wait. You gotta hit it hard. Let me take a poke at it. So good.
Wait a minute, fellas.
Did you see the wallop that guy gave that machine?
Lucky it wasn't a Pepsi-Cola machine. We'd all be drowned.
Gee, I just remembered something. There's a phone around here?
Yeah, there's a phone right inside.
I got to call a Y about a room. Excuse me.
Look, if you get the wrong number, don't punch the phone. Well, yeah, I might want to use it later.
Hey, did you see that guy hit that machine?
Oh, yeah, he really packs a wallop.
I'm telling you something, Norton. That guy's gonna make a fortune in the ring.
He can make even more money punching cigarette machines.
I just got an idea, Norton.
Yeah?
I've had many an idea, but nothing like this idea. Only a brain like mine could think of an idea like this. The wheel is really in motion now. Do you know what I'm gonna do?
You're going to become his manager.
I'm gonna become his manager.
That's a great idea, Ralph.
Great idea. This is the greatest thing that ever happened to us. I'm gonna be the manager, and you're gonna be the trainer of the next world's heavyweight champion. Do you know how much a manager and a trainer get of the purse? A third. Do you know what a heavyweight champion gets when he fights? $300,000 to $400,000 a fight. $300,000 to $400,000 a fight.
And a strong kid like that could fight 4 or 5 times a week.
Boy, oh boy. We'll have minks for the wives, mansions in Long Island, yachts, automobiles. Yes, sir. We'll be rolling in dough.
Living it up.
Boy, oh boy. This is the greatest thing I ever thought of. Oh, here he comes. Now, let me do all the talking.
Yeah.
Well, how'd everything turn out, pal?
Not so good. The Y's all filled up. Still got to find a place to stay.
Oh. Well, don't worry about it, pal. I think I can take care of you. You can stay at Norton's place.
My place.
Why, certainly. And, you know...
Well, gee, thanks. No, that's awful nice of you. You sure I won't be putting you out or anything like
Why,
that?
certainly not. You won't be putting us out. Do you know that this is going to be a historical spot right here? History is being made. One day there'll be a sign up on that wall, and you know what it'll say?
Yeah, cigarette machine out of order.
It will not. It'll say that the world's heavyweight champion was discovered here by Ralph Cramden. And that's what I want to talk to you about. Yeah. Pal, you're a stranger in New York. You don't know anybody. You're liable to run into the wrong kind of a manager. You know, a guy that don't care anything about you, just cares about making money. Yeah. You know, he'll put you in fights with guys that out of your class, let you knock your brains out, keep you fighting all the time, no rest. First thing you know, you'll be a little punchy, you know.
Yeah,
and all he'll think about is himself. But I would think of you. I'd take you under my wing. I'd treat you like a brother. I wouldn't show you in an ash heap just like an old shoe.
Yeah, well, what do you know about managing a fighter?
What do we know about managing a fighter? Norton can train you. He did a lot of fighting in the Navy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you remember the time I told you about I fell off the scale?
Never mind him anyway. I'm the guy with all the brains.
Yeah, well, gee, you know, I like you guys, sure, but, well, you ain't no regular fight manager. How you going to get me fights?
I happen to have some very influential friends. As a matter of fact, a member of my lodge, the Raccoon Lodge, is Jack Philbin, the fight promoter.
You know Jack Philbin?
I certainly do.
Oh, gee, if you could get that guy just to look at me.
Oh, it's a cinch, pal. Don't worry. I'll get you to see him probably tomorrow. Well, what do you say?
It's a deal.
It's a deal?
Right.
Shit, champ. Well, let's start home. You're going to stay at my place.
Oh, gee, thanks. I like
Think
that.
nothing of it, pal. Come on, let's go.
All right.
Get your coat.
Hey, just a minute, fellas. That'll be 90 cents.
90 cents.
That's right.
Take care of it, Norton.
Hey. You're the big shot. You're the manager. You pay him. Jeez.
Hi, Alice. Oh, hiya, Trix. If you're playing checkers, you forgot to jump your pork and beans. Oh, I'm not playing checkers, Trix. I'm just trying to figure out my suppers for the rest of the week, and this is all I have left.
Oh.
Now, let's see. What goes good with codfish cakes? I think macaroni and cheese and fruit salad for dessert, and that takes care of Tuesday.
Hey, this sounds like a good combination for Wednesday. Corned beef hash, Spanish rice, and stewed prunes.
Hey, yeah, that's a good... Uh-oh, that makes Thursday a rough one.
Why?
Chocolate-covered spaghetti.
Well, what's that one right there without a label?
Oh, this one, that's a mystery can. I got it at one of those mystery can sales where the labels wash off.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't the vaguest idea what's in it, but what can you lose for a nickel?
I know. I got one of those once. Thought we'd have it for dinner.
Well, what was it?
Ajax, the foaming cleanser.
Boy, with prices the way they are, I don't know how I manage it all. You know, I barely get by every week. What I don't understand is how families with a lot of children do it.
Oh, I know what you mean. Hey, Alice, would you want me to take that can of chocolate syrup upstairs and trade it for you for some
Hey,
soup?
yeah.
Okay, I'll do it in the morning.
All right.
Hi, Alice.
Oh, hiya,
Hiya,
Ralph.
Trix.
Hi, Ralph.
Where's Ed?
Oh, I left him down the corner. He'll be up in a little while.
Oh, okay. I'll see you later, Alice.
Okay.
Alice, for you.
Ralph, a box of Nestle's assorted chocolates.
Yep, and they got the cream centers, too, just like you like.
All right, Ralph, what'd you do this time?
What do you mean, what did I do this time? Does a guy have to do something to give his wife some candy? I didn't do nothing. I was just thinking it over, and I realized that it was a long time since I got you any candy, and... Well, can you remember when I got you the last box of candy?
Ralph, you didn't buy any more of that phony oil stock.
I didn't do anything crazy like that.
All right, then, you did something crazy like what?
I didn't do anything crazy like nothing.
Well, what did you do?
Well, let me tell it to you.
I don't want to hear about it. Take your candy back. I don't want any more.
What's the matter with you? You're always against everything I do. You're against it before I even tell you what it is. Look, Alice, I know that all my plans haven't turned out as I expected them to. I know I made a couple of mistakes. I know I lost some dough in that used tire business. And I guess it was the wrong time of the year to start that plastic shoehorn stuff. And I guess Norton and I were wrong when we had the furniture shampoo. But this isn't any one of those wild schemes like this. This is an honest-to-goodness, down-to-earth, positive business matter.
Well, then what is it?
I am now the manager of the new world's heavyweight champion.
Would you mind repeating that?
I said I am now the manager of the new world's heavyweight champion.
You are out of your mind.
Now, wait a minute, Alice. You don't understand. This guy's holds the record for a knockout.
Well, get ready for a new record.
Now, wait a minute. Stop that stuff. Look, this is a foolproof plan.
Yeah, and you're just a fool that can prove it.
What's the matter? Don't you want any yachts, mansions? Don't you want any cars, minks?
I still got 'em from the used tire business.
All right, Alice. Okay. Forget about it. Let it drop. But you're not stopping me. You're not stopping me. I'm going into business with this guy, and I'm going to be his manager.
You are...
Not going to cost anything. No
What do you
investment at all.
What do you mean it's not going to cost anything?
It's not going to cost anything.
Well,
Norton is going to be the trainer, and I'm going to be his manager.
Yeah, but
It's a
what...
chance to make some real dough. You're always yelling and screaming about living in this joint and scrimping pennies. This is our chance to make great dough and get out of here.
Yeah, I know all of that, but what's going to happen to your job while you're doing all of this?
It's not going to affect my job. I'll train him in the morning before I go to work, and then when I come back at night, I'll get him jobs to fight at. It's not going to cost us a cent.
All right, Ralph, if it's not going to cost any money.
Gee, sweetie, I knew you'd see it my way.
Well, I guess if you just want to do it as sort of a hobby and it's not going to interfere with anything, then I can't complain.
That's my Alice. He's moving in a half hour.
What?
I said he's moving in a half hour.
What?
Drop the cans, I'll pick them up here.
Never mind those cans. Would you mind explaining to me what you just said?
I said that he's moving in here in a half hour. Now, look, he ain't gonna disturb anything. I gotta have him around me where I can watch him. I don't want other guys to see him, managers, and steal him or something. I gotta keep my eye on him. He won't cause any trouble. We'll just open a little cot for him here in the kitchen. He won't take up much room. He won't be around any of the time. He'll be at the gym all day. He'll just be around maybe for 3 or 4 meals a day.
Ralph, you are not bringing any prize fighter into this house.
I am bringing him into this...
Absolutely no. Now listen here, Ralph. You've had some pretty insane ideas at times, but this one is the Lulu of them all. Bringing a prize fighter into this house, I don't understand you. This is really something. I have enough trouble taking care of one big lummox without dragging another one in. Do you know how I scrimp and save to run this house on your salary? Believe me, Ralph, with prices what they are, it's no joke to feed the two of us. Now, let me tell you something. $60 a week is no fortune. And I want to tell you that if you spend as much time and attention on your job as you do with these crazy schemes, maybe you'd make more than $60 a week.
Will you shut up with that $60 a week? Do you want all the neighbors to hear about my salary?
$60 a week! $60 a week! $60 a week!
You want to make it public? I'll make it public. I'll make it public. I'll make it public. This is Ralph Brandon. I make $60 a week. Are you satisfied? Now you listen to me. All my life I've wanted to be something in the sports world, and I'm going to be it, see? Regardless of what you had to say. I wanted to play baseball, but I was too slow. I wanted to play basketball, but I was too short. I would have given my life to be a jockey, but I was a little too heavy.
A little too heavy? You're too fat to be a horse.
Don't stay me, Alice. Don't stay me, because I'm already staying. I don't care what you say. He's got to stay here. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I don't care, Ralph. He is not living here. I got enough trouble stuffing you with food.
And I say he is.
I say he isn't.
And I say he is.
I say I don't need 2 Macy's Day Parade balloons around here. The last time, we can't spend the money.
I say he's coming in here. What are you going to do about it?
He is not staying here.
Why don't you leave?
I'll tell you, if he sets one single foot in this house, I'm leaving.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't give you the satisfaction.
I'm not asking you anymore. I'm telling you that he's coming in here. Do you realize that a house is a man's castle? And in this castle, a man is a king. I'm a king here in this castle. You're nothing but one of my subjects. So you better do what I say, because I am the king.
Shut up.
Alice, he is going to stay here.
He is not.
And I say he is. One of these days. One of these days. Pow! Right in the kiss. Now, that dynamite be nice to him.
Oh, yeah? I'm going in the bedroom.
Hiya, Ralph.
Oh, hi, Dynamite.
Everything all right?
Oh, sure. My wife was just tickled pink when I said you were coming.
Oh, gee, I sure like to meet her.
You would? All right, Alice, come on out. Dynamite is here. I guess she's still asleep. How do you do?
Yes.
I called up earlier this morning about an appointment with Mr. Philbin. I'm Ralph Cramden.
Oh, yes, I remember. Certainly. Mr. Philbin will be back in a few minutes. Why don't you take a seat over there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a fight manager.
Yes, you told me on the phone.
I manage Dynamite Moran.
Oh, really? Is he the only one in your stable?
Stable?
Yes.
Hey, Ralph, she must have seen your apartment.
Where's that? My wife, myself, and Dynamite there.
Yes, of course. Well, I have some work to do in my office. Mr. Philbin should be back shortly.
Thank you. Well, all I can tell you is that Philbin better give our fighter a fight. I got to get back some of that money. What do you think I spent for boxing equipment alone this morning? $40. I never saw anybody eat like this guy. Nothing but steaks. 5 times a day he has steaks. Alice is ready to blow a top. Things got so bad last night I had to give her a piece of his steak.
Well, you better watch your step. You don't want Dynamite to get sore at you.
I'd rather take my chances with Dynamite than with Alice. I never saw a guy eat like he does. You know what he had for breakfast? 4 cans of frozen orange juice, a half a dozen fried eggs, a pound of bacon, a stack of toast like that. Then he had a steak and 6 cups of coffee.
Hey, you know something? Maybe we better not get him a fight. The exercise was liable to increase his appetite.
Don't worry. If we get him a fight, we're in clover. We'll be rolling in dough.
I'll get him a fight if I have to beg this guy, Philbin.
Now, that's exactly what we don't want to do. We don't want to let him know that we got to have this fight. We got to make him think that we're doing him a favor by letting our boy fight for him. The main thing is don't show that we're anxious. Oh, okay, I got you. Boy, oh, boy. We blew something. What? We should have got him cigars.
Hey, listen, you gotta give our boy a chance. He's eating us out of house and home, and besides, we need the money. He's great.
What's the matter with you? If that had been Jack Philbin, we would have been dead. I told you the main thing is not to appear anxious. Okay. Now let me do all the talking. Okay. We should have brought him some cigars.
Well, there. We'll take a few out of here, and when he comes in, we'll give them to him.
What are you taking 4 for?
One for you, one for me, one for him.
What's the extra one for?
Well, if he's a real nice guy, I'll give him one when we leave.
Put it back in there. Now remember, let me do all the talking and don't appear anxious.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Philbin?
If you think we're anxious for you to get us a fight, you're crazy. What did you say?
He didn't say anything. I'm Mr. Cramden. I manage Dynamite, Moran.
How do you do, Mr. Cramden? Very nice to see you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, now, is this your fighter?
No, he just looks punch-drunk.
Well, what did you want to see me about?
Oh, just a moment. Have one of ours.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Well, very funny. This is my brand. I've only been smoking it a short time.
We've been smoking a very short time ourselves.
I wonder, do you have a light by any chance?
Thank
you very much.
Thank you. Sometimes I use this here for welding down the stool.
Oh, it's very interesting. Now, exactly what did you want to see me about? I have
I'll
a
tell
very
you.
busy afternoon.
We'd like you to get our boy a fight. He was very, very good in Altoona. He knocked 2 guys out in the very first round.
Those his only fights?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm afraid he's a little too green for me. I'll tell you what you do. You get him a couple of fights in some of the small clubs around town, and then if he does all right, why, then maybe we can find a spot for him, eh?
But wait a minute. Look at his clippings. This guy is a riot. He's a killer.
Hi, Jack. Oh, I didn't know you were busy.
It's all right, Herb. Just winding some things up.
Here, look at these clippings. There you are. Dynamite Moran. KO's Ace Boggers in 12 seconds of the first round.
Hey, you handle Dynamite Moran?
Yeah. Did you ever hear of him?
You know about this boy, Herb?
Well, I heard a couple of nice things about him. Reports say he's got plenty to learn, but he's a good puncher.
See, what did I tell you? They never laid a glove on this guy.
Well, say, Herb, if you think he's all right, maybe we can find a spot for him.
Yeah, I'd give him a chance.
Gee, thanks, pal.
Hey, Herbie boy, have a cigar.
Look out.
Let me look over the card for next week, huh?
Right ahead.
Got it right in here somewhere.
Yeah, my name's Herb Armstrong.
Oh, how are you, Mr. Armstrong? My name's Mr. Cramden, and this is my trainer, Mr. Norton.
I say that.
How are you? Hey, Cramden, how long you been a manager?
Well, this is my first fighter that I'm managing now.
Pretty expensive, isn't it?
I'll say the guy eats nothing but steaks.
I never saw one yet that ate peanut butter sandwiches. Look, Cramden, I got 8 guys in my stable now, but I can make room for a heavyweight.
Boy, he must have a bigger kitchen than you, Alf.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you $500 for his contract.
500?
It's a bit risky, but I'm a sucker for a heavyweight who can hit.
Say, Crandon, I think I can fit your boy in a week from Friday.
You can?
Yes, I can. I'll tell you what you do. You get him in shape and have him over at Laurel Gardens at 6 o'clock a week from Friday.
Yes, sir. I certainly will. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Philbin.
You're quite welcome.
Hey, what do you say, Cramden? You want to sell him?
Oh, no, this is it. We're on our way now, pal. This is what I dreamed of for my whole life.
All right, but is it all right if I come over to watch your boy work out? What gym does he train at?
Well, I got him working out at my place. You see, I don't want anybody to see him before he's ready.
Besides, we can't afford the gym.
Well, is it all right if I come up and take a look at him? What time does he train?
6 o'clock before I go to work. Here, I'll write down the address for you.
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, I got it. There you are, 358 Chauncey Street.
Well, I'll see you boys a week from Friday, eh?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Crandon.
Bye, Mr. Philbin.
Pleasure to do business with you.
Bye, Mr. Armstrong.
Bye, Crandon.
Seeing you.
Sure.
Well, this is it, pal.
Yep, we're on our way. You matching the fights and me training him, boy, we can't lose. All we gotta watch out for is that he don't fall off the scale.
Riot. One, two, 1, 2.
Hey, wake up, boss. It's 5:30 already. Hi, boss. Hey, boss, last night before I went to sleep, I got a new idea for a set up a guy for a knockout. I feint with my left, go to my right, then shift back and hook him with the left. Well, look, I'll show it to you, huh? Now get a load of this. Oh, how was that, boss? Huh? How'd you like that, boss?
No, it's fine. Fine. It's enough training now for the day. Let's get to bed, and I'll see you in the morning.
Oh, boss, it's the morning. I got a big fight coming up. I got to train. Oh, look, why don't you throw a little cold water in your face? It'll wake you up.
Oh, there you are.
Sure, boss.
Oh. Well, how do you feel, pal?
I feel fine. I'm all set to train.
Well, get Alice up and we'll have some breakfast.
Good.
Alice! Come on, it's late. It's after 5:30. Go with the breakfast. Go ahead and work out in the bag, champ.
Okay, boss.
Hey, take it easy. I just rented that. Don't worry about it, pal. A little slower. Come in. That's it, pal. Give it a couple
Please,
of good...
Mr. Cramden.
Wait a minute, wait, what?
Mr. Cramden, that noise carries right into my apartment next door. I get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I got to get some sleep.
All right, Taylor, all right. We'll knock off.
Thanks, Mr.
You're
Cramden.
welcome. He was quitting with the bag anyway. Just a little, a little deep knee bend. Alice, will you come out here and fix breakfast? Morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Cramden. How are you this morning?
Well, get breakfast ready, honey. Here, work out with the rope for a little while.
Okay, boss.
There he goes. You're supposed to hold it on both sides.
In Altoona, we didn't do this.
Oh, I see.
Oh, go in and get dressed, and I'll get you breakfast.
All right, come on, pal. Put your workout clothes on.
Yes.
where's everybody? It's time to get going. It's time to get going.
Joe Palooka and Nobby will be out in a minute.
While we're waiting, you want to go a few rounds with me?
I'm just ready to go a few rounds with the three of you.
You're just like Trixie, no sense of humor.
Yeah.
Oh, hiya, Norton. Well, he's all ready.
Yeah?
What are you going to teach him today?
Well, I thought I'd work on the defense today.
Oh,
a little
all right.
defense. I'll teach him a couple of tricks I learned when I was in the Navy, fighting. No?
Why do you keep swaying from side to side?
I couldn't help it. The ship was always rocking. Another little thing, a little approach. It's a little different that I'm going to teach him.
What's the idea of crouching so low?
Well, when I get hit, I don't have so far to fall.
Pay any attention to him. Go ahead with the bag.
Okay.
Well, better hurry up with the breakfast. Dynamite's working up an appetite.
Shut up.
Come in.
Please, Mr. Cramden, I asked you before. I'm trying to get some sleep.
Look, Taylor, this is my apartment, and I'll do what I please in it. Now get out.
Listen, Ralph, you better be careful. We're going to get thrown out of here.
So what if we get thrown out? After he gets a pipe, we'll be rolling in dough. We'll move out of here anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, let's toss the old medicine ball around a bit.
Hey, that's a good idea. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, you can stop that rope jumping.
Okay, boss. Oh, there, Dynamite.
Okay, pal. There you are.
That's the way to do it there.
What's the matter with you? Take it easy. I said take it easy.
Want to play games, huh?
No, you didn't. You busted the window.
I couldn't help it. Why didn't you catch it? Why'd you move? That's what you get for flinching.
Now, now you two numbskulls satisfied?
You stay out of this. Go ahead down and get that ball.
Oh, well, not you, mister. You got it.
Go down and get that ball.
No.
I'll get the ball, boss.
It's a good thing that he's going down for the ball, or I would have made you get it. Come in. Oh. Hiya, Mr. Armstrong.
Oh, so this is your boy, huh, Cramden?
Yeah, Dynamite, I want you to meet Mr. Armstrong.
How do you do, Mr.
Yeah, Mr. Armstrong, this is my wife, Alice.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Oh, I'm sorry it's so early in the morning.
Yeah, I know, and I hate to barge in this way, but I wanted to take a look at the boy.
Well, I'll get the ball, boss. Be right back, Mr. Armstrong.
Okay, pal. Well, how does he look?
Yeah, strong-looking kid. Hey, did you think over the offer I made? I'll still give you $500 for the kid.
Well,
How? Are you trying to tell me Mr. Armstrong offered you $500 for dynamite and you didn't tell me about it?
well, if I had told you about it, you'd want to accept it.
You're darn right I would. Mr. Armstrong, for $500, you can have dynamite and all of this boxing equipment, and I'll even throw in 20 pounds of pancake batter.
I am not selling anything. Dynamite stays here.
Now, look, I don't want to cause a family squabble, but
Don't worry about it.
I'll make you my last offer, $750. Take it or leave it.
I leave it.
Ralph, are you crazy?
Now, you stay out of this.
Just
I
a
leave
minute.
it.
You take that $750, or I'll give you such a going over that Mr. Armstrong will want to buy my contract.
Oh, how I'd like to go through just once.
Well, Cramden, no, I know how you feel, but no hard feelings.
Oh, that's perfectly all right,
Well,
pal.
it's all right if I stick around and watch the boy work out a bit?
Sure, go ahead and work out in the bag, kid.
Okay, boss.
Watch him go. Ah, boy. What a punch. Come in!
Mr. Cramden, I'm at the end of my patience. You're going to stop this noise, or I'm going to do something about it.
Look, pal, I told you this was my apartment. Now get out of here.
Well, Mr. Cramden...
Now, you heard the boss. Do like he says. Beat it.
Take your hands off me. You're the one making all the noise.
Beat it, little man.
I'll show you who's a little man. Yeah, now I can get some sleep.
Dynamite, quit kidding and get up.
Save your breath. This boy's out cold. Hey, help me get him back to a chair here.
Dynamite?
Yeah, I've seen these things happen before. This kid's got a glass jaw. He's got a glass jaw. Best thing for him to do is to quit fighting. Yeah, well, he's coming around now. Well, I gotta go. Goodbye, Mrs. Cramden.
Oh, what hit me?
Nothing, kid. Go in the bedroom and take a cold shower. Norton, help him out.
Yeah, come on.
Sorry, sweet. Guess I'm always looking for those minks, and the cars, and the mansions, and the yachts. I only want them for you. Forgive me?
Let all that pancake batter go to waste, Ralph. Want some breakfast?
Baby, you're the great.
What is it all?
I'm sorry to bother you, lady, but we're warning everybody in the neighborhood. There's a prowler loose in the neighborhood, you see, and we think he might have run in here.
Oh, a prowler in this building? Well, is
now,
he dangerous?
don't you be alarmed, lady. Don't be alarmed. The police are covering the building, see? So everything will be all right, but you play safe and try to keep your door locked.
Yes.
And I'll tip you off when we catch him.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Ralph! Ralph, come out here. Ralph!
What time is it?
Ralph, it's about 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's a prowler loose in the building.
4 o'clock in the morning? I'm going back to bed.
Wow! A prowler! Quick, Alice, hide your wristwatch.
I don't have to hide it, Ralph. It's at the jeweler's being repaired.
Every time we need that wristwatch, it's out being repaired. Somebody's got to go for the police.
Ralph, the police were just here. They told me about the prowler.
The police are in the building?
Yes.
Well, what did you get me up for? What are you trying to do? Give me a heart attack or something? The police are here. There's nothing to worry about. I'm going back to bed.
Ralph, how can you talk about going back to bed when there's a prowler out there somewhere?
Well, what do you...
Supposing he comes in here and tries to steal something.
Well, what do you want me to do? Stay up and show him where to look when he gets here? I'm going to bed. I got to drive a bus in the morning.
Ralph, you're going to stay here with me. I'm too nervous to go to bed, and I'm not going to stay up here all by myself.
Well, if you want somebody to stay up with you, get your mother. She'll protect you. She knows how to handle a man that sneaks in at 4 o'clock in the morning. Ask your father.
Don't talk about my father, Ralph. At least he never left my mother unprotected.
Oh, pardon me for insulting your wonderful family. Oh, you know, maybe this isn't a prowler. It might be one of your relatives looking for a night's lodging. Now, look, I'm going to bed and don't bother.
No, you're not. Now, listen, Ralph. That policeman warned me to lock the door. You know perfectly well that that catch doesn't work and we can't lock it.
Well, what do you want me to do? Push some furniture up against the door?
Well, it would make me feel safer.
Oh, that's fine. Then we can get some sleep. I don't know how I get mixed up in these things. I do more work in the middle of the night than most people do all day.
Well, I won't feel safe, Ralph, in the bedroom either. Supposing he comes in the bedroom window.
If he comes in the bedroom window, I'm going to let him.
You're going to let him?
Yes, and when he's in the bedroom, I'm going to shake his hand and congratulate him. I haven't been able to get that window open since we moved in here.
Listen here, Ralph Cramden. I'm a little bit too nervous to appreciate your sense of humor. I'll thank you to put something else up in front of this door.
Sure. I'll put the icebox and the stove on top of this. Then when the prowler peeks in, he'll think it's an empty warehouse and go away. I gotta go to bed, Alice.
Well, all right then, Ralph, I'll go, but I don't think I'm going to sleep a wink.
Look, There's nothing to worry about. The prowler's never gonna come in here, and anyway, if he does, I'm here to protect you.
Well, what are you going to do now, Mr. J. Edgar Hoover?
Shut up.
Why don't you get your gun?
Get what gun?
The gun your uncle gave us for our anniversary.
Oh, that's an antique. An old gun like that wouldn't fire. Besides, it's not loaded. Maybe I better get it anyway. All right. Get behind me. Oh, I want to tell you this. If anything happens to me, you won't have to worry again the rest of your life. I left all of this to you in my will. All right, get away from that door. I got a gun.
Don't you rob with me, Norton!
Not! See how you get when you get scared over nothing? Shut up. Wait a minute. Come in.
There's a prowler loose in the building. There's a prowler in the building. You better pile some stuff up against the door.
Thank you, but I've already done that.
How did I get in?
The same way you're going out. Now, good night.
Just a minute, Ed. You shouldn't be down here at a time like this. Leaving Trixie all alone upstairs, she must be terribly frightened.
Look. Don't worry about Trixie. She can take care of herself. A stranger on the street once spotted her, got fresh with her. She smacked him over the head with a pocketbook. Boy, I'll tell you, she chased him for 6 blocks.
She catch him?
She sure did. That's how we met.
Look, Ed, I'm not interested in that. All I know is if I was upstairs with Trixie, I'd be mighty scared.
Look, don't worry about Trixie. She's armed. She's standing by the door with a frying pan.
A frying pan? That's no weapon.
It is when she cooks.
Will you go upstairs and let us go to sleep?
Yeah, I will. But listen, do me a favor. If the prowler should sneak in here, will you just holler, "Hey, Norton"?
Oh, and I suppose you'll come down and save us.
No, but it will want me to get out of the building.
Get out of here!
All right, I'll see you in the morning. I hope. Woo! What's the matter? I heard footsteps on the stairs. I think it's the prowler.
Ralph, do something.
All right, quick, the bureau.
Get...
Look out. Push it.
Well, I'll
Get over there and push the bureau up against the door.
I'm only trying to help.
Yes, you'll help. Wait a minute, you idiot! Get up! Against the door! All right, put this chair on. All right, now look. Keep quiet and maybe you'll think there's nobody in here.
All right.
Yes, hey! Go away!
Shut up!
It's Trixie.
She's probably coming down to tell us to push some furniture against the door, too.
Sure. Come on.
Come in.
Oh, Trixie, you gave us an awful scare.
Don't worry, Alice. She always looks like this at night.
Norton, will you please come back upstairs? What'd you stay down here so long for anyway?
It's safer down here. They got more junk to pile up against the door.
Didn't it even occur to you to come up and protect me?
I was on my way up to protect you, but I heard footsteps. It was the prowlers.
It wasn't the prowler, it was Trixie's footsteps.
Trixie's the prowler?
You are a mental case. Now look, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. All night I've been pushing furniture around. I got a bus to drive in the morning. Will you please go upstairs and let us go to bed?
I don't need the ceiling to fall on my head. Come on, Trixie.
Good night, Alice. Good night, Ralph.
I hope your conscience lets you sleep.
Well, can we go to bed now?
Oh, Ralph, I'm too jittery to go to bed. I think I'll make us a cup of coffee. You keep me company here, will you? And then as soon as we've had it, I'll go to bed.
All right, but make it fast.
Okay. I'll use hot water from the tap. That'll do it.
Prowler's running around at 4 o'clock in the morning. I gotta drive a bus and make change and everything else.
Listen, Ralph, I think I'll make myself a bite to eat. You want to have something with me?
4 o'clock in the morning we get hot water. During the day, it's ice cold.
All I said was, do you want to have something to eat with me? I'm going to fix something.
All right, make me a sandwich. I might as well. It's almost breakfast time anyway. Who are you women killed? A prowler. There must be 84 apartments in this building, and you think the prowler's gonna come into this one. The place is probably crawling with police in the first place. There's nothing to be worried about. If he comes in here, I'm here to protect him. Nobody's going to hurt you, honey. Best way to stay calm is just say to yourself over and over again, just relax, relax, relax.
Hey, Ralph, how about a nice ham and cheese sandwich, okay? And with a little pickle on it would be...
All right, shut up, lady, and you won't get out. All I want to do is get out of here. There he is. All right, don't shoot. You got me.
All right, come on. Come on. Are you all right, lady?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I'll be around to see you tomorrow morning for a statement.
All right, officer. Oh, boy, Ralph. How can you just sit there drinking coffee when something like this is going on? Ralph? Ralph, what's the matter?
Just relax, 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 relax. Nobody's going to hurt you while I'm here. I'm here to protect you. Boy, my head's itchy.
Come on, Ralph, let's go to bed.
Oh, I suppose my little talk did you some good, huh? You're not scared anymore. All right, let's go to bed. Oh, and by the way, if it make you feel any safer, I can hide this gun underneath our pillow. You certainly are a riot. You always give me a laugh. Imagine a burglar being afraid of a gun like this. It might have done some good at that. He might have died laughing at it. This thing must be 8. Boy, you certainly are married to an idiot.
Oh, I love you, Ralph.
You're the greatest.
Well, this line is really revealing. You're certainly going to have a large family. 8 children.
Well, Mary, you've only got one more to go.
Oh, pardon, Madam Zelda.
I'm sorry, that's all I see.
Well, come on, Trixie, you're the last.
Oh, okay. Now, remember, girls, not a word of this leaves this room.
Do you prefer palm reading or cards?
I think, cards.
Now, cut the deck into 3 stacks. Hand me the stack of your choice.
I sure hope you find some money under there.
What will be, will be. I am now looking into your past. Not too long ago, I see you had hard times. You traveled a rough road. I see many bumps.
That must have been when I was in burlesque.
Oh, this is interesting. This card means water. I see lots of water. And this card, the Jack of Spades, your husband. Is your husband going on an ocean voyage?
No. But you're close. He works in a sewer.
Oh,
For heaven's sake.
Well, hiya, ladies.
I want you to meet Madam Zelda. This is my husband, Ralph Cramden.
How are you, Mr. Cramden?
Well, suppose you tell me. You're the fortune teller.
Ralph, Madam Zelda saw the most wonderful thing in the palm of my hand. She said that we're going to take a trip. She said she saw Italy, Rome, Naples, the Italian Riviera.
Well, I guess you forgot to wash your hands after you had that pizza last night.
Did Sam come home with you?
Yeah, he went right upstairs.
Oh, well, I guess I better be going.
Gee, I better get back, too. We've had babysitters charging me a fortune.
Gee, the evening flew. I guess we all better go.
By the way, did Madame Zelda tell anybody about some romance? Is there a tall, dark man in anybody's future?
Well, as a matter of fact, Ralph, she did tell me that there was a tall, dark, handsome man in my future.
Just keep away from me while Trixie's around.
Good night, Madame Zelda. You were so amazing.
It was just wonderful.
You got a grand gift, Madame Zelda. We'll do it again.
Yeah.
Boy,
Bye, Alice.
what a pack of crews.
Well, I hope you were satisfied, Mrs. Cramden.
Oh, more than satisfied, Madame Zelda. You made the evening a huge success. Just a minute now. Here. Thank you very, very much.
Before I leave, I'd like to wash my hands.
Oh, certainly. I'll get you a clean towel. Here you go. It's right through here.
Thank you.
Well, how much did that bit of hocus pocus cost the club members?
$3 apiece.
$3 apiece for that phony?
Shh, Ralph, she'll hear you. And besides, she's not a phony. Madame Zelda was simply wonderful.
Are you kidding? $3? You could have found out the same thing in a Chinese fortune cookie and had enough egg foo young left over for 10 people. You mean to tell me that you go for that mumbo-jumbo? I'm telling you, every one of those dames is a phony.
Wait a minute. You can't be too sure, Ralph. You can't be too sure. I went to a fortune teller once. You know what she told me? She says, I wasn't meant for the world of business. I got a scientific mind, and she said that someday I was going to become a doctor and become very famous for inventing some kind of serum.
That proves it. They're nuts.
Give it a chance. Give it a chance. I'm young yet.
Come on, come on. You better get some sleep, Dr. Kildare. You got a tough day in the sewer tomorrow.
Don't get wise, Trixie. Don't get wise. So the next time you have your fortune told, you won't have to look at your hands. You'll be able to read the bumps on your head.
Good night, Alice. Night, Rick.
So long, Ralph. I'll see you tomorrow.
Pal.
You know what? You got a big mouth.
Well, how about a cup of coffee before we go to bed, huh?
Yeah, and if you got any sandwiches left, I'll have them, too.
Okay. You know something, Ralph? I think it's absolutely amazing what Madame Zelda can tell just by looking in the palm of your hand.
You're kidding, aren't you? You don't really believe that stuff she dishes out to you. They're real phonies.
Now, wait a minute, Ralph. Madame Zelda happens to be very good, and she's proven it. I want you to know something. The only reason we got her was on account of Blanche, you know. Last August, she told Blanche that she was going to be married within a year, and she was.
Believe me, Blanche's father had more to do with it than she did.
Oh, sure. You know all about these things. Well, if she was such a phony, then how come she was able to tell me all that stuff that she did?
What stuff did she tell you that was so...
Well, Madame Zelda, we would just about have a cup of coffee. Won't you join us?
Oh, thank you, yes. While your wife makes the coffee, Mr. Cramden, would you like me to tell you a few little things about yourself?
I'm very sorry, but I don't go for that junk.
Ralph, how can you be so rude?
That's all right, Mrs. Cramden. I've run into doubters before.
Believe me, I'm not alone.
Well, if you'd let Madame Zelda tell your fortune, you might feel a little differently about it.
What can I lose for a couple of laughs? Go ahead.
Very well. Now, cut the deck into 3 stacks.
Just like bankers brokers, huh?
Now hand me the stack of your choice.
Here you are. Believe me, I'm not going to believe a word of this.
Ah, your character card. By this card, I see you're very fond of the sea and ships.
First mistake.
I see you're very satisfied with your work and enjoy your occupation.
Boy, have you got the wrong number.
Ah, a leader of men, and in command and respect and affection of all who know you.
So you finally hit on something. 1 out of 3 ain't so great, you know.
Madame Zelda, why don't you read Ralph's palm and tell him something about his future?
Oh, yeah, read my palm. Tell me which one of my rich relatives are going to die and leave me a fortune.
Mr. Cramden, I don't think I'd better read your future.
What do you mean? What's the matter?
Mrs. Cramden, it's getting late. I'd better leave.
But Madame Zelda, you haven't told me
Wait a
anything.
minute. What's in my hand? You just saw something in there.
I'd prefer, if you don't mind, not to continue. Good night, Mrs. Cramden. Thanks for everything.
Yeah, but wait a minute here.
I wonder what she could have seen in your hand.
Yeah. I told you she's one of those screwballs. There's nothing to it. They're all phonies.
I don't know about that,
forget
Ralph.
about it. I gotta drive a bus in the morning. I gotta get some sleep.
Oh, all
I'm going
right.
to bed.
Well, I'll just clear up these dishes, and I'll be in a minute.
Okay. What did that dame see in my hand? She must have saw something. It must have been something bad. Look in there and see what it is.
I can't tell, Ralph. I'm not a fortune teller.
Well, it must be something bad, or she would have told me what it was.
Oh, it's probably nothing. Forget about it.
Why do you say probably?
All right, then, it's nothing. Look, Ralph, I don't understand you. Aren't you the one who just a little while ago was saying that you wouldn't believe anything that a fortune teller says?
That's just it. I don't believe anything a fortune teller says, but she didn't say anything. I gotta find out what this is, or I'll go nuts.
Well, it's nothing serious anyhow. Now, why don't you go to bed and get some sleep, and you'll forget about it by morning.
By morning, maybe whatever it is will happen during the night. This is all your fault. If I don't get any sleep, it's all your fault. You and those dames had to invite a fortune teller over here. Why didn't you hire somebody sensible for your club meetings like the last time? Like the yogi who told you how to breathe. This is all your fault. I didn't want to have my fortune told in the first place, but you insisted. Let her read your palm. Let her read your palm. If I don't get any sleep, it's your fault.
Shut up.
Maybe I will shut up, Alice, for a long, long time.
Oh, don't get so dramatic about it. She didn't mean anything like that. And maybe you were right, Ralph. Maybe she is a phony.
What do you mean, a phony? Didn't she tell Blanche that she was going to get married in a year from now? Those are facts.
Now, listen, Ralph, if you're going to get so upset about this, there's only one thing for you to do. Tomorrow, after you're through work, you go over and see Madame Zelda, and she'll tell you it's nothing.
That's what I'll do.
All right, now can we go to sleep?
All right, I'll go over there tomorrow. You can tell me what's in here.
How about it, Essie? Let's close up, grab a bite, and see a movie.
I'm not closing till he gets here.
Well, what makes you so sure he's coming?
Believe me, Sid, this guy's a live one. Last night when I closed his hand and refused to reveal his future, I knew I had him hooked for good. I'm telling you, the guy didn't get a wink of sleep last night.
Well, how come he ain't here?
He'll be here all right. And the way I worked it, I'm going to have him come back here for 5 or 6 visits. Well, that's him for sure. Now let him in. Tell him I'm busy with a client. Okay. And keep him waiting here alone. The more anxious he gets, the better for us.
Right.
Yes? Can I see Madame Zelda, please?
Madame Zelda is very busy.
But I gotta see her right away. See, last night she saw something in my palm, and I gotta find out what it is.
Well, you'll just have to wait a few moments.
It might be too late. He's liable to drop dead any minute.
Will you shut up?
Well, that could be it, couldn't it?
Look, pal, I gotta see her right away.
Well, I'll do what I can, but Madame Zelda cannot be rushed.
Ralph. What? Madame Zelda's going to be busy. Why don't we just go home, get something to eat, and then come back? I'm starved.
I can't eat. I'm going nuts.
Will you stop getting yourself in such an uproar? These fortune tellers aren't always right, you know. I talking to a fellow once, he went to a fortune teller. You know what she told him? She says, you got 6 months to live. Oh, boy, was she wrong.
The guy didn't die in 6 months?
Of course not. It took him a whole year.
What are you telling me things like that for?
To keep your spirits up. That's what friends are for.
You are a mental case. Wish I knew what this means.
Hey, wait a minute. There's a picture on the wall there. We'll go study it. Maybe we can explain the whole thing to ourselves.
Yeah.
See here. Marriage line. The money line. Oh, yeah. Here it is. Here's the lifeline. Here, come here. Let me look at your palm. Lifeline.
What did you do that for?
No use, Ralph. I don't know the first thing about reading palms.
What are you trying to do? Scare me, Snip?
Will you do me a favor, Norton? Do me a favor. Leave me alone. You're driving me nuts. Hey, wait a minute. That's a clue, what you just said there. Maybe she's seen in your hand that you're losing your mind.
Will you shut up?
Sheesh, what a grouch.
Just keep your opinions to yourself.
Hey, Rob. Good for duck fins, huh? Okay, Rob. Where is she? I got them all, Ralph.
That's what you think.
Hey, Ralph, why don't I just go down to the store, bring up a couple of sandwiches? Oh, Madam Selden.
Mr. Crampton, you wanted to see me?
You're darn right I want to see you. You saw something in my palm last night, and I want to know what it is.
I'd still prefer not to tell you.
I want to know what it is.
Very well. If you insist, sit right here.
All right, go ahead. What is it?
My readings are $5.
Huh?
$5.
Oh, $5. All right, there. Now, go ahead. What is it?
Mr. Crampton, when I looked at your hand last night, what I saw was...
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you sure you want me to go on with it?
Will you go ahead and tell me what it is?
It's all right here in this line.
Well, will you please tell me what's in the line?
Is it all right for me to speak in front of your friends?
Certainly it's all right to talk in front of them. I'm not going to die, am I?
No, Mr. Crampton. You're not going to die.
Did you hear that, Norton? I'm not going to die.
You mean never?
All that worrying, and I thought I was going to die.
Mr. Crampton, you're going to commit a murder.
Just as long as I'm not going to commit a murder.
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 Wait a minute. You're wrong. I couldn't commit a murder.
In my 20 years of palm reading, I've never seen anything so clearly indicated. You're going to commit a murder within a week.
But you're wrong. I couldn't commit a murder. I couldn't even kill a fly.
I don't know, Ralph. I've seen you pretty steamed. You got a pretty bad temper.
I do not have a temper. Who am I going to kill?
That's not in your palm.
Well, it's got to be there. You got to tell me.
Only the crystal ball can tell us.
Well, go ahead. Look in the crystal ball. Who am I going to kill?
That'll be $5.
Here you are. Look in there. Who is it?
As I gaze into the crystal ball, I see a form beginning to take shape. It's cloudy. Cloudy.
Ralph, who do you know that's cloudy?
You stay out of this. Who is it? Who is it?
The image will not come through.
Well, make it come through.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Crampton. I can go no further today. Tomorrow, perhaps.
But wait a minute. You got to tell me who it is. Maybe I can stay away from him and I won't kill him.
I can do nothing until tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.
But wait a minute, Madam Zelda. I got to find out who I'm going to kill or I'll go nuts. I got to come back here tomorrow now. I got to come back tomorrow.
I've been thinking. You keep coming back here a lot of times. It's going to cost you a lot of money.
Who thinks of money at a time like this?
That's all right. You're going to need it, and you're going to need plenty. It takes a lot of money to hire a pretty good lawyer to beat a murder rap.
You didn't come home at the usual time, honey. I went ahead and ate without you. I hope you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
Where were you so long? Did you stop off at Madame Zelda's?
No, I didn't go to Madame Zelda's. What makes you think that? Norton and I just stopped off and had a couple of beers, that's all.
Well, I just thought after last
Well,
night...
don't think!
All right. Put a light under your supper in case you want to eat.
What makes you think I had to go to Madame Zelda's for?
I didn't say a word.
Well, don't say anything.
Right. Hey, Ralph, my neck's been bothering me all afternoon. How about giving it a little rub, huh?
Huh?
Said my neck's been bothering me all afternoon. How about giving it a rub?
All right.
Go ahead, Ralph.
All the same to you, I'd rather not.
Why not? What's the matter with you?
There's nothing the matter with me.
Well, then go ahead. That's it, but a little harder, Ralph. Harder. Not that hard! You're trying to kill me!
Don't say it! Don't say that!
What's wrong with you tonight?
Nothing's wrong with me. There's always something have to be wrong with me. That like you gotta have something wrong with me all the time?
Come in.
Oh, hi. Hi, Alice. Say, I'm making a cake and I'm a little short on sugar. Can you help me out?
Oh, sure, Mary.
Hello, Ralph. Certainly is getting warm out. Oh, Alice.
Yeah?
Guess what happened to Estelle today?
What?
Well, you remember that sister of hers that she hadn't heard from for 6 months or seen? Well, this morning at 8 o'clock, Estelle gets a telegram from her saying that she's coming for a visit.
I don't believe it. It's exactly what she predicted.
Yes! Oh, I tell you that Madame Zelda is never wrong.
All right, get out! Get out!
Well, goodbye, Alice. Oh, you poor thing.
Now, would you mind telling me what the meaning of that was?
I don't know. Guess I'm hungry. I didn't eat.
All right, I'll fix your supper.
Don't bother. I'm not hungry.
But you just said...
All right, then. Fix it.
All right, I will. Here, cut some bread. Not so thick, Ralph.
Must you always find something wrong with me? Not so thick. Leave me alone, Alice. Leave me alone.
What's the matter with you? You're acting like a maniac.
Look, Alice, you gotta get out of here. You gotta get out of here while it's still safe.
Safe?
Look, please, go now. Get on a bus. Go as far as it'll take you before it's too late.
Before it's too late. Too late for what?
Too late. It's too late to get the bus. They don't run all night, you know. Go ahead.
Now, wait a minute.
Get out.
Why are you trying to get rid of me?
I'm not trying to get rid of you. That's why I'm trying to get rid of you.
Would you mind telling me what this is all about?
Look, just go now, will you please? Get out. Please get out. Oh, you always want to go to your mother's. Go ahead now. Go to your mother's and stay a week.
Now, isn't this a little sudden? Why should I go over to my mother's?
Never mind why. I'll help you pack.
Wait a minute, Ralph. I can't go over to my mother. She's having the place painted. But if you're so anxious for me to see my mother, I'll have her come over here and spend a week.
Oh, no. Don't do that. If there's anyone that I'm liable to, it's her.
Liable to what?
Never mind now. Look, just go. Will you please get out of here?
Now, listen here, Ralph Brandon. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm not going anywhere.
Either you get out of here or I'll put you out.
You're putting who out?
I put you out.
Over my dead body.
Don't say that. Please, will you get out of here?
I'm not leaving.
One of these days, Alice. One of these days. Please, Alice, will you please get out of here? If you don't get out of here, I'm going to my room and I'm not coming out. All right. All right.
Ralph, come on out here.
Stay away from me.
All right, stay in there. You gonna eat your supper?
No.
Alice, for the last time I'm asking, are you going to get out of here?
Oh, leave me alone. I'm trying to find the ketchup top.
All right, Alice. All right.
You never believe me. I know you couldn't help yourself, pal. Why didn't you call me?
What are you talking
I was
about?
right upstairs. I could have come down. I thought you wouldn't choke.
Will you shut up?
What are you two talking about?
We're not talking about anything. Come into the bedroom. I want to tell you something.
I'm going in there to wash my hands.
All right, you go in. We'll stay out here.
No, all right.
Norton, I got to do something. I got to get her out of here. I felt it. I almost did something to her. I got to get her out.
Listen, calm down. Look, why don't you just send her out someplace, send her over to her mother's?
I already tried that. It didn't work.
I got it. Look, tell her you're planning a surprise birthday party for her, see?
Her birthday's 2 months
then
away.
you get her out of the house. Huh?
It's 2 months away.
Well, the longer she stays out of the house, the better.
You are an idiot. What am I going to do?
Let me tell you, if you can't get her to leave the house, you leave the house.
Hey, wait a minute. That's a great idea. I can stay away from a week. When it's all over, I can come back and explain it to her.
That's the idea.
But where am I going to stay?
Upstairs with me.
But what about Trixie?
That's a cinch. I'll send her over to her sister's.
Gee, pal, that's great. Then I can explain the whole thing to Alice. Well, you better go upstairs and get the ball rolling with Trixie.
Okay. Listen, I just want you to know that it's always a pleasure for me to help you out. You're my pal.
Norton, I don't know how to say this to you, pal. But you're a real pal.
You know something?
What?
You're a sweet kid. Get undressed, relax, get a little sleep.
I can't sleep, Norton. I'm too nervous. Besides, I don't want to even get undressed. I'll just lay on top of the bed. I can't take the brace off anyway. The doctor says it's too soon.
Well, that's all right, just as long as you lay down, that's all. Hold it, wait a minute. This is my thing. That's yours over there.
All right, you know, I can't believe this is happening to me. It's all like a nightmare.
Will you relax? Rest is the best medicine in the world. You got me here, I'm watching over you. You got nothing to worry about. Just relax. Rest.
You're a pal, Norton.
All right.
Well, good night.
Night.
Good night, Norton. Night.
Hey, Ralph,
What is it, Norton?
I just got to thinking. Maybe you're a little hungry. You want a snack?
Nah, I'm not hungry. I don't want to get up and go into the kitchen.
You don't have to get up and go to the kitchen. I keep a few little things in here. No, thanks. Nothing? Can't do anything for you?
Just want to get a little sleep, Norton.
I had an apple on a stick in there.
You take it a little easy, Norton. I'm trying to sleep.
Sorry, that's crinkly and that's it. You sure don't want nothing?
I said no.
Hey!
What did you go hey about?
Go, Donald Duck.
Suppose you like those crime books.
They're very good. You know something about these books? They're educational. These are comical strips. They teach you a lesson. The murderer is always caught.
Will you shut up? Now, let's get to sleep.
Okay.
You know, Norton,
What?
I just thought of something. Suppose I should walk in my sleep. I could murder somebody like that.
You ever walk in your sleep before?
No, but I never thought I was going to murder anybody before either. You got a piece of string? You got a piece of string. I can tie one piece around my wrist, the other piece around your wrist. Then if I get up during the night, I'll give you a tug, wake you up, and you can stop me.
That sounds like a good idea. I think I got some in. Hey, clothesline.
This all you got of it?
Well, it's just the end piece.
Hold that in.
Now what?
There you are. All right, pal, if you feel a tug, wake me up.
Okay.
Let's try it this way. You get in this bed. Want your doll? Good night, Norton.
Good night.
Norton. What? Let's just sleep on our backs.
All right, Rob. Don't have to get sore.
Wait a minute! Where are you going now?
Forgot to open up the window.
Do you have to open it that wide?
You don't sleep in a sewer.
I don't want it open that wide.
I want it open that wide.
You're forgetting that I'm your guest. Show a little manners.
All right.
Now shut the window. What's the matter with you?
Just don't get excited. I'm trying to help you out. You go to a fortune teller, she says you're going to commit a murder within a week. I'm trying to be nice to you. I have you up here. I'm watching you all the time so you won't have a chance to murder anybody else. This is the way you act. Ungrateful. You'll kill me. I'm getting out of here.
Now, wait a minute, Norton.
I'm getting out of here.
Now, wait a minute, pal. Wait a second, Norton. Norton.
You're my old pal now. Stay back, Ralph.
But, pal, don't leave me alone. Officer, you gotta lock me up.
What?
You gotta lock me up. I'm going to commit a murder.
You're going to commit a murder. Who are you going to murder?
I don't know. But a fortune teller told me I was going to commit a murder inside of a week.
Oh, he's one of those, Murphy. A fortune teller told you, huh?
That's right.
Well, that makes it official. Now go home and sleep it off.
Wait a minute. I am not drunk.
Now, look, pal, you better get out of here or I'm going to lock you up.
That's exactly what I want you to do.
Come on, get out of here.
Don't talk to me like that. Don't you talk to me like that. I got influential friends.
Yeah?
Don't forget, I am a citizen. I pay taxes. My taxes are your salary. So you are working for me. You are a public servant.
Come on, buddy. You heard the sergeant. On your way.
Don't touch me. You're my servant. Now look, you gotta lock me up before I do something.
Well, what have you done? What have you done?
I haven't done anything yet.
But you're going to come...
I've got a drunken disorderly here.
Drunken disorderly, huh?
Yes. I'm also charging him with striking an officer.
What's your name?
Sam, what's yours?
Never mind.
Wait a minute, I'm first. Put me away before I do something.
Wait your turn.
You, get out. Not you. You. Oh. All right, Sarge, what'll I do with this one? Throw him in the cooler for 10 days. That'll teach him to strike an officer.
Wait a minute. I told you to get out of here.
I know, but I got something to do first. Murphy.
Hey, wait. All right, wise guy, you're getting 10 days for that.
Gee, thanks, pal. Thanks.
Why, you...
Now, wait a minute, Murphy. Take it easy. He's just a screwball. We'll take care of him.
Gee, thanks a lot, pal. You'll never regret this.
Check his identification and then book him.
Come
It's
on,
all right,
you.
Murphy. I'll take good care of you.
David, huh?
Well. So look who we've got back.
Yes, Madam Zelda and her pal are going to be with us again.
Madam Selden, what are you doing here?
I came to read the sergeant's palm. He won't make a move without me.
What's the charge this time?
Defrauding the public by running a phony fortune-telling parlor.
You mean to tell me that she's not a real fortune teller? She's a phony?
Hey, Sid, Mr. Cramden's sharper than we thought. By the way, chump, did you murder anybody yet?
Come on, put it away. I can make out the report by heart.
I'm not guilty. I'm not going to kill anybody. I can go home and explain it to Alice now and everything will be all right. Gee, thanks, pal. Thanks a lot, friend.
Wait a minute, pal. You got 10 days to serve for striking an officer. You ain't going anyplace.
But wait a minute, you're all mistaken.
Murphy, take him away.
But wait a minute.
How you doing with the work there, Mr. Treasurer?
Fine. What are you doing down here?
Oh, I told Trixie I'd pick her up here. By the way, is the Women's Auxiliary meeting over yet?
Every 5 minutes, they're calling me to go in there and listen to one of their crazy suggestions.
Why, what kind of suggestions they got?
Oh, something about they want to put on a show and sell tickets, and that way the lodge can get money.
Well, now, wait a minute, Ralph. That ain't such a bad idea, you know.
Are you kidding? If the Raccoon Lodge put on a play, the only way they would make money is to let everybody in free and then charge them to get out.
Well, listen, all I know is I heard some pretty good things about that Faversham guy in there. He's put on a lot of shows for various organizations, made a lot of money, and besides, he told Trixie that a lot of those gals in there have got pretty good acting talent.
Oh, that's a lot of baloney. Sure, he tells them that because he wants to put on a show and make a buck himself. I went in there, though, and I made a little speech. I said, look, I'm the treasurer of this organization, and I'll take care of all the financial troubles. I have all the answers. I will solve all the problems.
How are you going to do it?
I haven't the slightest idea. I know one thing. If this lodge doesn't get some money soon, there isn't going to be a lodge. Did you hear what happened yesterday?
What?
The Acme Finance Company come in and took out the pool table. Day before that, they come in, took out the television set, the phonograph. The day before that, they come in and took out the piano. What are we going to do, Norton?
Well, we could hold our meetings at the Acme Finance Company.
I should know better than to discuss anything with you.
I just got one question to ask you, that's all. I'd just like to ask you as a treasurer. I'd like to ask you this question. Why don't we have any money in the treasury?
It boils down to one thing. Nobody will pay their dues. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm writing a strong letter to every member.
Go ahead. Boy, like a whiz you're going. By the time the members get these letters here, the way you're typing, they'll owe another 3 months' dues.
I suppose, wise guy, you can type a little faster than I can.
With boxing gloves on. Here, tell me what to write. I'll dictate.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
wise guy.
You
Sit down. I'll dictate. You type.
Do it.
All right, start out with Dear Brother Raccoons. The fact of the matter is this.
Go.
Brother Raccoons, the fact of the matter is... Come on. Where did you learn to type that fast?
When I got out of the Navy, I studied typing under the GI Bill, and I happened to be the best in the class.
Well, why didn't you get a job in the office instead of taking a job down the sewer?
Well, I just couldn't stand the thought of being cooped up in a stuffy office, that's all. Dictate.
All right, Dear Brother Raccoons, the fact of the matter is this. I need a strong line to start with, something that will grab their attention as soon as they pick up the letter to read it.
Hey, how about greetings?
Greetings?
Yeah, the draft board did pretty good with that one.
Never mind. I got a better idea. I won't send the letter. I'll call everybody up individually on the telephone. Pack this stuff up.
Reverse the charges.
Hi, Alice. This is Mr. Faversham, Mr. Norton.
How do you do?
How do you do, Mr. Norton?
Where's Ralph?
Oh, he's out there making some very important phone calls to the members.
Oh, do you think you can get him to come in here for a minute, Ed? Mr. Faversham wants to see him, and it's important.
I'll do what I can. Or don't.
All right. I'm afraid you're wasting your time. Ralph is never going to change his mind about the lodge putting on a play.
Mrs. Cramden, I have every confidence that the lodge will make money. And in fact, I've thought of a way of convincing Ralph not only of becoming part of the lodge and not only of okaying the play, but being in it himself.
Oh, you'll never get Ralph to be in it.
Oh, I just saw him in action when he made that speech out there. He isn't exactly the shy, retiring type.
No, I should say not. Just give Ralph a party in a room full of people, and he's the first person to do a hula with a lampshade on his head. But doing a play with a ladies' auxiliary is a different matter, you know.
Well, I think maybe I can get him to do it.
Well, I wish you luck. I don't know how you're going to do it, but you probably want to talk to him alone, so I'll go back to the meeting, and I'll keep my fingers crossed for you.
Look, Mr. Faversham, if you're here to try to talk me into doing a play, it's out of the question. Out of the question.
That is perfect. Perfect!
What's perfect?
The way you entered this room. The way you spoke those words. Mr. Cramden, you have great command. Why, Mr. Cramden, let me tell you something. For years, I've been looking for an actor like you. I've seen actors work with them for years, and they don't even know how to make an entrance like that.
That's so.
Would you do me a favor? Would you go out and come in again and speak those same words with that same wonderful natural quality for me, please?
If you want me to do it that bad, I'll be glad to. Mr. Faversham, if you are going to try to talk me into doing a play, it is out of the question. Out of the question.
Great. Simply great. I knew I was right. Mr. Cramden, you have a magnificent stage presence. And that voice. Mr. Norton, did you notice when he came in how his voice filled this room?
I did notice that the room got a little crowded. I didn't realize the voice.
You know, Mr. Cramden, it's hard for me to believe that you haven't had previous acting experience.
Well, I have to confess, Mr. Faversham, I did appear on the stage before in the 1949 Frolics of the Bus Drivers. I played all the comedy stuff in the show. As a Matter of fact, as soon as I come on, they started laughing, screaming, and everything. I didn't even do anything yet.
That ballet dress you had on didn't do you no harm.
But of course, I realize you wouldn't be interested in a part in a wonderful play. It wouldn't change your decision.
Oh, of course not.
Well, I certainly wish that you would consider it and give me the go-ahead.
I have an open mind about it if you think you could convince me by, well, if you thought, for instance, that it would make money.
Oh, I'm sure it would. I'm sure it would make money.
Then you have my okay. Go as far as you like.
You won't be sorry, Mr. Cramden. Well, now, if you'll excuse me, I'll just tell the ladies the good news.
Mr. Faversham, would you just stay there just for a second, please? A minute. Mr. Faversham? If you have come to see me about a play, it's out of the question, see?
No, wait a minute! What are you doing?
I'm auditioning for a part.
Oh, well, the auditions will be later in the week. We'll call you then, Mr. Norton. Oh. Thank you very much. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll see you both later.
Certainly, Mr. Faversham.
Hey, you know something? You could get to be a big motion picture star.
Oh, don't be silly. I'm only a bus driver.
What do you mean, don't be silly, you're only a bus driver? You ever stop to think whether Gregory Peck, when they discovered him, he was an usher out there at the Radio City Music Hall? Kirk Douglas was jerking sodas? Didn't you realize in Clark Gable's first picture he was a bus driver? Boy, all I know is that someday I can say, I knew Ralph Cramden when. There's only one thing I want to ask you. Just speak to me when you're a big star.
Norton, if there's one thing you should know about me after all these years, is that I'm not that type of person. I've always followed that old adage. Be kind to the people you meet on the way up, because you're going to meet the same people on the way down.
Boy, how true. How true those words are, boy. Be kind to the people you meet on the way up, because you're going to meet the same people on the way down. Happens to me every day in the sewer.
Come on.
Hi, Alice. Wonderful news. The show tonight's a complete sellout. We just sold the last ticket.
Oh, that's wonderful, Trix.
Oh, I bet we even have standing room. You see, as soon as word got around Bensonhurst that Mr. Faversham's friend, that Herbert J. Whiteside, the big Hollywood producer, was going to be in the audience, the tickets just sold like hotcakes.
Oh, that's marvelous.
Oh, I know, but you know, while I was over there, I heard something strange. I heard that Ralph is taking this acting real seriously.
Seriously? Trixie, I'm willing to bet you that every time he yells out, "Step to the rear of the bus," he waits for applause.
Well, Alice, it'll all be over tonight. But tell me, are you nervous?
Oh, I sure am.
You know, it's poor Ed that I'm really worried about. Now, he doesn't let on, but he feels just awful. He'd give anything to be in this show tonight.
I know. It's too bad they didn't find a part for him.
I must say he tried. He auditioned for every part, including that of the upstairs maid. You know, he might have gotten it if he had had nicer knees.
Well, don't worry about it, Trix. Ed'll get over it.
Oh, sure, he'll be all right.
I have returned, my dear.
Ralph, I really want to wish you luck tonight.
Thank you, Trixie, but talent doesn't need luck. If you'll excuse me, I'll be back in a moment.
Parting is such sweet sorrow. I'm telling you, Trixie, there's only one thing that's got me worried. If he's good tonight, he's going to drive his bus straight to Hollywood.
Now, Alice, don't let it upset you. Like I said before, this'll all be over in the morning. Hey, I got to get upstairs, but look, I'll come back later, honey, to wish you good luck. Okay?
All right, Trix.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
By the way, did you see what was in Earl Wilson's column today?
No, I didn't see it, Ralph.
It said that Herbert J. Whiteside is in town for the express purpose of casting his picture, and that he's looking for new faces.
Well, I hope he finds them.
Alice, don't you know why Herbert J. Whiteside is coming to see our show tonight?
Ralph, he's coming to the show because he's a friend of Mr. Faversham's. He's not going to find any future stars at the Raccoon Lodge. He's looking for professional actors.
Well, now, that shows how much you know about show business. You're always talking about something you don't know anything about. Just remember this, that Gregory Peck was an usher at the music hall, you know, when they found him. And Kirk Douglas was a soda jerk. So there's a chance for me.
Sure. You could become an usher at the music hall or a soda jerk.
You're not going to tear down my confidence, Alice, no matter what you do. I got a little piece of news for you. It just so happens that Mr. Faversham thinks a great deal of me personally. As a matter of fact, one night at rehearsal, he said that I have something that comes across the footlights and reaches out into the audience.
You certainly have.
Hey, Ralph, did you hear the news? Joe Hannigan's got the flu. He can't be in a play tonight.
He's not going to be in a play.
No.
That's impossible. He's got a big speech in the last act.
Well, what are we going to do? Who's going to take his place?
Edward Norton, thespian, to the rescue.
Are you crazy? You don't fit Hannigan's part.
Maybe not, but I fit Hannigan's costume.
I will not go on tonight.
Oh, Ralph, what are you talking about?
Look, how do they expect me to give a finished performance when they throw inexperienced actors in at the last minute? How dare Hannigan get the flu? How can he do this to me?
Ralph, look, I've been studying the script and the speech, and I know it pretty good by now. And if you just give me a chance there, I promise I'll do my very best.
Of course you will, Ed, and you'll be just fine. Look, we can rehearse the scene right now. Ed, do you understand the situation?
Let me see now. Ralph is a self-made, rich man who can get anything in the world he wants, except in you. I am Hamilton Douglas, a young, devil-may-care fellow without a cent or a worry in the world. And you turn Ralph down to go away with me.
Now, how are we going to get an audience to believe that?
Ralph, it's perfectly all right. At the end of the play, I come back to you.
Well, they'll believe that.
Now, look, we don't have to go through the whole scene. Let's just do where you propose to me again just before Hamilton's entrance. All right?
Yeah.
Here, Ralph.
Yeah, I'll hold the script, too.
Now, are you ready, Ralph?
Go.
Rachel? Won't you reconsider?
Frederick, you're being unfair. When I said that I would come over, you promised me that you would not ask that question again.
I don't understand you, Rachel. You can have everything you ever dreamed of. I built this magnificent home with just you in mind. All these furnishings, all these works, I collected from castles and palaces in Europe.
Please, Frederick.
Come here, my dear. Look out there, Rachel. Say yes, and all that is yours.
Now, what are you laughing at?
What does Rachel want with a Chinese restaurant and a pizzeria?
Come on, Ralph. Come back here. We'll start right from where we left off. Come on, we have to rehearse the scene. Come on. Now, do it right. Frederick, you're a wonderful man, and I'm very fond of you. But I love Hamilton.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Call him in.
No fighting, please.
I'm a fighter, Rachel. But I'm also humble and a good loser.
Hamilton, come in. Frederick understands.
Hamilton, you're a lucky man. You've got the greatest woman in the world. Be good to her.
Oh, if I didn't think I could make her happy, I would never have told her that I love her. After all, love and happiness is all I have to offer her. I don't possess a mansion, a villa in France, a yacht, or a string of Peloponnese. I'm glad to hear...
A string of Peloponnese? Where do you see that?
Right there, it's string of paloponies.
That's a string of polo ponies. That's all.
Well, it isn't my fault. They put the right one together.
I can't go on with this.
Ralph, Ed'll be perfectly all right in the pot. Look, Ed, why don't you just go upstairs and practice by yourself for a while, okay?
Yeah. Love and happiness are all I have to offer her. I don't possess a mansion.
I can't do it with him, I tell you. He makes me blow higher than a kite.
Ralph, will you please relax?
I can't relax. I don't even know if I know the ending or anything.
All right, Ralph, if you're nervous about that, we'll do the ending right now. We'll rehearse it now. We'll start from where I come back to you.
Where am I?
You sit right here in this chair. You know. And I come in.
Wait a minute now. I find it. All right.
You got it?
I'm sitting.
Frederick.
Rachel.
Frederick.
Rachel, you've come back?
Yes. I finally realized that I love you, even though you are rich.
Oh, Rachel, how long I've waited to hear those words. In spite of all of my possessions and all my wealth, I realized that without you, I was poor. Nothing meant anything to me. My mansion, my villa, my yacht, my string of paloponies.
Now he's got me doing it. And I won't be able to get rid of it either. I know I won't. Now, look, call up Faversham. Tell him to get somebody else besides that nut upstairs.
Ralph, you can't do that, and you know it. Will you please calm down? The show is tonight.
All right, the show's tonight, and I know the show has to go on. I'll do a performance tonight, but I want to go on record right now as saying that the only reason I'm doing it is so that those people who spent their good money to see me will see me.
Thank you. Now, listen, Ralph, let's just both sit down and relax a little bit. You know there is such a thing as being over-rehearsed.
You're right. I don't want to lose my voice.
And one thing you've got to promise me. Don't have a fight with Norton before the show tonight. There is no point in upsetting yourself.
All right, you're right. Just take it.
Hey, Ralph, Alice, I'd like to get an opinion. Trixie is no help at all. I thought maybe you could help me out.
Well, what is it, Ed?
Well, now, just look at me now. Wait a minute. Now, you got it?
Yeah.
Now watch.
Well?
Oh, I'm trying to find out which is my best profile. When I get on the stage, I want to look my best.
Why don't you stand with your back to the audience?
Ed, at your left side.
Left side?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay, thank you. I'll go up and brush up there. I don't possess a mansion, no villa, man. Oh,
How do you like him, Alice? How do you like him? There's one thing I can't stand. It's a ham. Get dressed. As soon as I get dressed, I'll knock on your dressing room door. Boy, oh boy. Come in.
Congratulations, Ralph.
Oh, hiya, Fred.
As chairman of the entertainment committee, I want to congratulate you and thank you for the benefit of the whole lodge. The show was a big financial success.
How was my acting?
Everybody was fine. Ralph, for the first time in 7 years, the lodge is out of the red.
That's swell. How did you like my acting?
Oh, fine. You were good too. Ralph, what a way to raise money. We got to do this every year.
Yeah, look, you were sitting right alongside of Herbert J. Whiteside. What did he have to say about me?
Well, to tell you the truth, I was concentrating on watching the show, Ralph, and I...
Come in.
Oh, Ralph, excuse me, but Mr. Herbert J. Whiteside wants to talk to you. Is it all right if I bring him in?
Oh, yes, bring him in.
I'll go get him.
Do you know what that means, Freddie? Do you know what that means? He's in town to cast one of his pictures. He wants a new face. That's me, Fred.
Oh, that's wonderful. I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks.
The best of luck, Ralph.
Hey, wait a minute, Fred. I want you to realize this. If I sign a contract to go to Hollywood, don't worry about it. I'll put a clause in that says once a year I must return here and do the show for the lodge.
Thanks, Ralph.
It's all right, Fred.
Good luck. Oh, excuse me, Herbert J.
Herbert, this is Mr. Ralph Cramden.
Howdy,
Ralph,
Joe.
this is Mr. Herbert J. Whiteside.
Well, Mr. Cramden, I certainly enjoyed your performance tonight.
Thank you very much. I've liked your pictures, too.
I want to tell you why I'm here. It has to do with my next picture.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, you see, Herbert came to town because he wants to find a new type, a new face, someone that hasn't been seen by the public before. And he thinks that he found it tonight.
Well, all I have to do is give a week's notice to the bus company, and I can get right out there. Will that be soon enough?
Oh, Ralph, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you don't understand.
Don't understand?
Oh, yes. You see, to tell you the truth, we were talking about Alice.
Alice?
Yes. There's a part of a school teacher in my next picture, and your wife has a fresh, natural quality that would be perfect for it.
So you see, Ralph, I had the idea that if we came in here first and before we saw Alice, and then when we went to Alice a little later and told her that we had seen you and that you okayed the script and you thought it was a good idea that she do it, she wouldn't have any qualms about accepting it.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry we gave you the wrong impression.
Oh, that's, listen, I don't... What am I doing acting? I'm a bus driver. That's funny, though, isn't it? Yeah, I thought that I was an actor. Sure, go ahead and tell Alice. Tell her I'm 100% for it.
Fine, Ralph. Thanks. I'll see you later.
Good night.
Oh, there's one thing I've been meaning to ask you. You said one line that I didn't understand. What's a string of Peloponnese?
I made a little mistake. I should have been polo ponies.
Oh, one of those. Oh, well, they all make them. See you later.
Hey. What's the matter with you? You're not even dressed or anything. Come on, the whole gang's waiting for you. We're going over to the Hong Kong Gardens. I'll tell you what. Go ahead and I'll catch up with you. Well, hurry up. Will you get dressed? You know, you get there too late, they run out of fortune cookies. Hurry up.
Ralph,
Oh, hi, Alice.
Mr. Faversham and Mr. Whiteside just came in to see me, and they told me what you said.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just great?
I turned them down, Ralph.
What do you mean? Why did you turn them down? You're a great actress. You're natural
Ralph,
and
I'm
everything
no
else.
actress. What do you mean natural? Do you know which scene they liked the best, Ralph? The love scene. You know why it was so easy to be natural in that, Ralph? Because I wasn't acting. I was telling you, Ralph, that I love you.
Baby, you're the greatest. Ralph. With you? Are you crazy or something? Shut up.
I can't get in upstairs.
Do you want to wake up Alice?
Trixie got the chain on the door.
That's not my problem. That's your problem.
Well, it so happens that it is your problem, too. If Trixie finds out I come in at 2 a.m. in the morning, Alice is going to find out that you came in at the same time. We're in this together.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
Well, I figured I'd use your window, go out in the fire escape, and go upstairs there. The only chance is that Trixie left her window open.
Go ahead, but don't make any noise.
All right. Shh. The latch is stuck.
Let me open it.
Be careful when you open that. I knew a guy once got his finger caught in a latch and it hurt like anything. Just
you let me handle it.
All I can say, it's a lucky thing I was here to stop you from yelling and screaming. You'd have woke up the whole house.
If you weren't here in the first place, I'd never hurt my hand.
Well, the latch is open.
Go ahead and don't make a sound.
Must be walked. Good night.
What do you want?
Wear your rubbers tomorrow morning. Looks like rain.
Hello? Here.
And just what do you think you're doing, Ralph?
Oh, I couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd get up and get a glass of milk.
I like the pajamas you're wearing. Ralph, do you know what time it is?
Yeah, it's a little after 11.
You're right. It's 3 hours after 11. Do you realize, Ralph, that you've been out almost every single night this week? And I stay alone at home here alone while you're out at that crazy lodge having fun with the fellas.
Having fun with the fellas? Having fun with the fellas? Huh. That shows how much you know. Just so happens that the Raccoon Lodge is going through a financial crisis. And I'm the treasurer, Alice. I'm responsible. If I don't get some money into that treasury, you know what might happen? The Bensonhurst chapter of the Raccoon Lodge may no longer be. Do you know what that means?
Yeah. Real estate values in Bensonhurst will go up 100%.
Bang, zoom. I'll tell you what it really means, Alice. It means that I failed my job as treasurer. And I don't care how hard I have to work, and I'm not quitting until the job is done. I'm getting money into that treasury.
You'd have plenty of money in the treasury, Ralph, if you all didn't waste it on childish things.
Childish things? Where do we waste any money?
How about $35 for this Admiral Dewey sport jacket?
Oh, you're gonna get it, Alice. You're gonna get it. What do you want now?
Can I sleep on your cot? Listen, Trixie caught me. As I was sneaking in, she tried to slam the window down on my head. She's a regular Madame Guillotine.
Fine couple of wives we got. Trixie won't let you in. My wife won't let me out.
Well, I hope by tomorrow they forget about it. That's all I hope.
I don't care whether they forgot about it or not tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm playing pool with Bert Wiedemeyer.
Now, wait a minute. On account of the way the girls are feeling, do you think it's wise to go out tomorrow night?
I don't care whether it's wise or not. I'm not breaking that date with Bert Wiedemeyer. The whole thing going down at the bus depot says that he's going to be the new general manager. And if he's going to be general manager, I'm getting on a good side of him.
Well, all I know is you're going to have a tough time convincing Alice that playing pool with Bert Wiedemeyer is going to help your career.
Don't worry, I'll convince him. Wait a minute.
What?
I got it. Let's take the wives with us.
To the pool room?
Certainly not. To Bert's house.
Well, I thought Bert wanted to play pool.
No, it was my idea to play pool. At first, he wanted us to go over to his house. You know, he thinks a lot of you as well as he does me. But I thought that would be a little stale, so I was the one that suggested playing pool.
Oh, I get it. I go along with you. That's a good idea. You kill two birds with one stone. You spend the evening with Bert, and the girls have a night out.
And not only that, I just thought of something.
What?
I got the perfect way to get on the good side of Bert.
How?
Through his wife. You know, he just got married. And ever since he's been married, every day he starts to tell me how wonderful his wife is. She's good looking, he says, and she's this and she's that. Yeah. Well, all I have to do when I walk in is flatter her a little bit, you know, compliment her.
That's it.
Tell her she is lovely and she does look beautiful and she's a nice housekeeper and everything.
Certainly.
I'll have that bird eaten out of my hand before the night's over.
Yeah? And I'm going to go along with you. I'll cooperate. What more can I do than promise than I'll be my usual charming self?
Edward? Come on upstairs.
Yeah. Fins, Trixie, fins. I'm guilty.
Wait a minute. I'll explain this whole thing, Trixie. But first, I'd like to get Alice out here. Alice, sweetheart, do you mind coming out?
Oh, I'm warning you. This had better be good.
There's nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about.
Alice, Trixie, I would like to say a few words on behalf of Ralph and myself. We admit that it was wrong that we come home at 2 a.m. this morning, and we come home late last night, Friday night ditto, and Thursday night when we were playing...
What Norton is trying to tell you, girls, is that we apologize. And we realized we were wrong, and to make everything up, we're taking out the whole crowd of you girls tomorrow night over to Bert Wiedemeyer's house to meet his wife.
Bert Wiedemeyer? Who's Bert Wiedemeyer?
He's a friend of mine, works down at the bus depot. He just got married, and this is a perfect chance for us to go over and get acquainted with him. We'll have a lovely evening.
Well,
I don't want any excuses. We're all going tomorrow night, and we'll have a ball. Well, I'm a little tired now. I think I'll hit the hay. Good night, Trix. Good night, Norton. I'll see you later.
Right. Bye, Ralph.
I'll be right in, Ralph.
Well, night, Alice. Trixie, will you come along, please? Don't be late.
I'll be right up. I want to talk to Alice. Oh, Alice, you know as well as I do, all they're interested in is getting together with that Bert Wiedemeyer. The only reason they asked us along is because they know we won't let them out of the house alone after what happened tonight.
Yeah, you may be right, Trix, but something tells me we should go anyway.
What do you mean?
Well, I've been thinking, Trix, and maybe the reason the boys go out so much at night and don't pay any attention to us anymore is our fault.
Our fault?
Well, sure. Do you remember the days when Ed and Ralph wouldn't dream of going anywhere without us?
Sure. That was before we were married.
Exactly. Now, the whole reason that it happened then was because we used to knock ourselves out to be attractive and to look glamorous for them, and they paid plenty of attention to us in those days.
I get it. Alice, the watchword is glamour. We're going to dress to the teeth and make a fuss over the boys. Then they'll treat us like they did before we were married.
That's right. And tomorrow night, Trix, we're not going to be wives. We're going to be dates.
Yeah. Oh, I'll wear my new blue satin. Oh, it's a knockout. Hey, what are you going to wear?
I'll wear my green dress because Ralph's never seen me in that.
Ooh, wonderful.
Hey, Trix, you got the key to the front door.
I left it open.
Well, it ain't open now.
Oh, what are we going to do?
When you slammed the window down, did you lock it?
No.
May I escort you home? Ladies first.
Oh,
Watch it. I'll tell you, Alice, going home like this reminds me of that old poem I used to love in my childhood. When he crept out into the stealthy night air, little did he realize the fire escape was not there. I'm
Good night, Ed. Good night.
Rita, I smell something burning. I think it's the cookies.
Will you take care of the twinkles? I'm dressing.
Okay, all right. I'll take them out of the oven then. Fine.
Oh, hiya, Bert.
Oh, hiya,
Buddy
fella.
boy.
Hiya, pal.
Hi, how are you? Oh, it's good to see you. You'll have to excuse me. Something's burning in the stove. Just put your coats in the first room down the hall. I'll be right with you.
Okay,
Hey,
Bert.
buddy.
Nice guy, isn't he? Let's get rid of our coats.
Well, whoever said the age of chivalry is dead was right. And I know the two guys that killed it. Oh, Alice, our campaign has been a complete flop. On the way to the bus, they walked 20 feet ahead of us, and they only talked to each other. And if that isn't bad enough, on the bus there are just 2 empty seats. And who sits in those 2 empty seats?
Ralph. Well, you can't expect miracles, Trix. I figured it would take a little time.
A little time. Alice, they didn't even notice our new dresses.
Well, we were hurrying and rushing, and we threw our coats right on over them. Believe me, they'll notice our dresses now.
Bet you a quarter they don't.
It's a bet.
Well, I want to tell you, that's really living. A spare room just to play cards and watch television in.
Let me tell you, if they had an ice box in there, it'd be a perfect setup, huh?
Yep.
Why don't you girls take your coats in?
Ralph,
What?
don't you notice anything?
Your stockings are crooked.
Don't forget the quarter you owe me.
Boy, this is someplace, isn't it?
Sorry I had to leave you that way, but it couldn't be helped.
Oh, that's all right, Bert. You know, you really got a great place here. I'm telling you, it's fixed up real good.
Well, thanks a lot, thanks. My wife picked out everything herself.
Your wife?
Yes.
Are you going to stand there and tell me that your wife decorated this thing here? You know, I would have made a bet that a professional interior decorator come in here and did all this.
That's right. But, I mean, there's only one word that I can find to describe this place. Suave.
Well, as long as nobody's going to introduce us, I'm Alice.
Oh.
I'm Trixie.
Pardon me, Mrs. Cramden, Mrs. Norton.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Mrs. Cramden, Mrs. Norton. Oh, say your coats here. I'll take them for you. My wife is dressing. She'll be out in a moment.
Take the pocketbooks, too.
Oh, surely, fine, I will.
Thank you very much.
Either that or this one will be toting it all over the place with it. Well, can't you put your pocket down for 5 minutes? Always carrying it. Thinks you got a big load or something in there.
Well, you know.
Oh, hey, by the way, when Mrs. Wiedemeyer comes out, it might be good if you complimented her on how she decorated this place.
That's right.
You know, she might give you a tip on how to fix up our place.
Yeah, I could sure use her help. I just can't make up my mind what color pan goes best under our icebox.
Oh, these here, Boy, they have me fooled. They're real. I mean it. They're almost as good as the artificial ones. Nice, huh?
Oh, I'm sure glad we could all get together tonight. We should have done this a long, long time ago, you know?
You're right about that, Bert. But,
Oh,
you know,
same. Here's my wife. Oh.
Hello.
You look lovely, darling, lovely. Oh, this is Mrs. Cramden, Mrs. Norton. Mr. Norton, Mr. Cramden.
Yeah.
So nice to meet you. How do you do?
Mrs. Wiedemeyer, pardon me.
Shirley.
May I say, when your husband started to tell me about you when you just got married, I thought that he was bragging. But after seeing you in person, I can truthfully and honestly say that his words were inadequate, to say the least.
Oh, well.
Mrs. Wiedemeyer.
Sure.
Well, I'm very happy to meet all of you.
Well. Now that everybody knows everybody, why don't we sit down? Good thinking, Bert.
Good, all right. Well, I must say that is a lovely dress you have on. I noticed it as soon as you came through the door.
Thank you. Aren't we lucky to have husbands who notice our clothes?
We sure are.
Well, I'm pretty lucky, too. I have a wife who every time she gets something for herself, she gives something to me.
Well, I want to say, Mrs. Wiedemeyer, that's very thoughtful. It's not many wives who want to give their husbands something.
Oh, I don't know, Ralph. I've been thinking of giving you something. And you may get it real soon.
Well, you can pick up some wonderful things at the Millman shop, Mrs. Cramden.
Really?
Hey, now listen, why are we being so formal? Let's cut out the last name, shall we?
Oh, all right.
That's right, Bert. Bert sounds so strange to me. I haven't called you Bert for years.
Well, Bert's his name, ain't it?
Yes, but you see, we have pet names for each other.
Pet names for each other. Now, isn't that cute? I bet you that was your idea.
Yes, it was. Don't you have certain names you like to call your husband?
Oh, I have several I'd love to call him.
All you have to do is pick your husband's outstanding feature and find a name that fits.
Oh, I see. Isn't that a good idea, Tubby?
What do you mean, Tubby?
Tubby? That's a perfectly darling name.
Do you think so, Mrs. Wiedemeyer?
Oh, I like it.
Boys in the pool room will love it.
I just can't seem to smoke a cigarette unless it's in a holder.
Oh, let me get you a match here.
I have a torch.
such gentlemen.
Look, folks, we skipped our dessert at dinner. Thought you might like to have it with us.
I wouldn't dream of having it without you, Bert.
Well, how about it, kitten? Shall we serve the cookies and coffee now?
That's a good idea. You know, if Twinkles didn't remind me about food, we'd never eat. All our friends say we live on love. I'll bring it in.
Oh, well, let me help you.
Let me
Really, there's no need to bother.
Perfectly all right. This way we can bring it all in together.
What a husband you have. He certainly is a treasurer.
A treasure. If he keeps this up much longer, he's going to be a buried treasure. Alfred, let's talk about it tomorrow. I've got to get out of here. I can't take any more of this. Oh, we'll need an excuse, Trix.
Yeah.
Headache? Yeah, headache. All right. We'll do it as soon as they come in.
I want to tell you, I've seen some two-tone kitchens in my day, but that is a beauty you have in there.
May I add, Bert, that you have a sensible-sized refrigerator there. Leave it there, the cat will get it.
Leave it there, the cat will get it. Leave it there, the cat will get it.
I heard him.
By any chance, Mrs. Wiedemeyer, did you make these cookies?
No, Twinkles made them. I didn't have the time. I was at the beauty parlor all day.
Well, one hasn't got time to do everything, has one?
Sugar and cream?
No, thank you. I really don't care for any coffee.
Well, how about some tea, a glass of milk?
Well, no, thank you. Nothing for me at all. I've suddenly got the most splitting headache.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I get you some aspirin?
No, thank you. I don't get these attacks very often, but when I do, the best place for me is home.
Oh. Yes, that's right. I've seen this happen before, and we've really got to go.
Well, look, when you get her home, Trixie, make sure she goes to bed.
We're all going home.
You know, I sympathize with you, Alice. I get those headaches once in a while. I know how bad they can get. I'll just get your coats.
Thank you.
Shirley. Thank you, Bert.
Well, I certainly did enjoy having all of you over. It's been a lovely evening.
How could it be otherwise with a hostess such as you?
Mrs. Wiedemeyer, may I echo those words?
Here we are. Here we are. I'm sure you'll feel all right in the
Thank
morning.
you.
Sometimes these things go away just like that, you know.
Good night, and thanks for everything.
Here we are. Thank you.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
We'll have to do this again real soon.
How about tomorrow night?
Come on, Ralph. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Goodbye.
And before going, may I say... Oh!
Good night, Bert. And,
Good night.
Say, you mind if I had one for the road?
A drink?
No, one of those cookies. Oh, I do like a short cookie, Bert. You do make them short. Oh, me. Well...
Alice, honey, I'm home.
Hello, big boy.
Hi, Alice.
Oh, I thought this day would never end. Oh, I'm so glad you're home at last.
Alice, you've been at that rum candy again.
Who needs rum? It's you who go to my head. You intoxicate me.
Don't give me that. You've been eating that candy.
Who needs food? We can live on love, Ralph. Kiss me. Now, can you compare pot roast to that? I must be smeared. I'll go fix my lipstick. I won't be gone long, killer. I call you killer, 'cause you slay me.
And I'm calling Bellevue 'cause you're nuts. Come on here. Now, look, Alice, you're doing something, and I want to know what it is.
What do you mean, Ralph?
You know what I mean. Smoking that thing, acting like this. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just trying to be the kind of woman you admire, Ralph.
What do you mean, the kind of woman I admire?
I
look out now.
I saw the kind of woman you admire, Ralph. I watched you. Oh, I watched you all last night being so attentive to a woman that you admire. A woman who, in my opinion, is silly, self-centered, and takes terrible advantage of her husband. But if that's the kind of woman you admire, that's the kind of woman that I'm going to be. And it's going to be terribly easy for me, Ralph, because I'll spend all my days at the beauty parlor and shopping for dresses. And when I come home here at night, you'll be waiting for me with the same kind of flattery that you gave Rita.
Rita? Rita? Is that what's bothering you, Rita? Well, that's a laugh.
Well, let me in on it. I'd like a laugh, too, you know.
Are you nuts or something? I don't care about... Did you think that I like Rita? I was just throwing the old charm on her to make a hit with Bird. He's going to be the general manager down at the depot, and I want to get in good with him.
Well, that may explain your being so attentive to Rita, Ralph. But it doesn't explain something much more important. It doesn't explain why in all these years, Ralph, you've never tried to make me feel like your sweetheart or even noticed how I looked. I wish you had an explanation for that, Ralph. Oh, how I wish you had an explanation for that.
I have got an explanation for it. I'm a mope. But I love you, sweetheart. Honest, I do. You're the greatest.
Oh, Ralph. Judy.
Hi, Mrs. Cramden.
Something wrong, Judy?
Wrong? Oh, nothing could ever be wrong again. I've just met the coolest dreamboat ever.
Oh, you're in love again.
Not again, Mrs. Cramden. This is it. I finally found my superatomic passion. I'm going to be his angel cake forever and ever. I'll be Wallace's for all eternity.
Wallace? What happened to Freddie?
Oh, Mrs. Cramden. Freddie was so icky. A real termite. Strictly out of the wood. Besides, he was a mere child. You know, Wallace is a real man.
Well, just how old is this Wallace?
He's almost 18.
Oh.
He's a real man of the world. And I've got a date with him tonight. That's why I came up here to talk to you. You see, I hope you don't think I've been too nervy, but I've asked him to meet me up here at your apartment. So as soon as he gets here, would you call me? You don't mind, do you?
No, of course I don't mind, but why have him meet you here?
Well, he's never met my father, and I don't want to take any chances.
Oh. Well, where are you and Wallace going to go tonight, Judy?
We're going over to the amusement park, and we're going to go roller skating. See, they're having a bob contest.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to go on some of the rides, like the roller coaster, the tunnel of love.
Oh, boy, you kids certainly have fun. Roller skating, bop contest. Oh, dear, Ralph and I haven't done anything like that in years.
Well, I got to be going, Mrs. Cramden. Now, listen, as soon as Wallace gets here, you'll call me, won't you?
Yes, I will, and don't you worry.
Oh, you're a doll, Mrs. Cramden.
Okay,
Bye.
Judy. Bye-bye. Hi, Ralph.
Look, can I eat right away? I want to take a bath and go to bed. I'm dead.
All right. You know, Ralph, I've been thinking. We've been getting into an awful rut lately. Do the same things, day in and day out, never any variation.
Yeah.
It's a shame, Ralph. But there are a lot of wonderful things that we could do. You know it'd be fun, Ralph? You know what we could do that'd be an awful lot of fun? We could go roller skating.
You got any ketchup?
It's in the icebox. And you haven't been listening to one word I've been saying.
Well, I've been listening to you, all right. I'll take you roller skate tomorrow night.
Oh, Ralph, that's wonderful. And you know where we can go? They've got a wonderful rink over in the amusement park.
Roller skating?
And you know, there are a lot of other wonderful things we can do, too, Ralph. We can go on the roller coaster rides, and they're having a bop dance contest. And then, you know, we can go take a ride through the Tunnel of Love and the Crazy House.
The Crazy House? You don't have to go to any amusement park for a crazy house. We got one right here. Bop contest, roller skating.
Well, what's wrong with bop contests and roller skating?
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. For kids. But not for you and me. Let's face it, Alice. We have been out of the age range of roller skating since Alf Landon stopped being presidential timber.
Will you stop being so ridiculous, Ralph? Why shouldn't we go roller skating? We're not that old.
We're not that old. We're not that old. Well, how young are we? How young are we? Let's face it. Our youth is past. The golden years are gone. We have hit the second plateau.
Listen, Ralph, you may think that you're too old, but I'm not. I want to do the things that young people do. That's what keeps you young.
You want to do the things young people do? Let's play some games that young people play. Let's play house. You be the mommy and I'll be the pop. All right, Mommy, clean up.
How can you be so icky?
Icky?
You're a termite, Ralph, strictly out of the wood.
Hey, there, off the ball.
Hey, what does icky mean?
I don't know why.
Alice just said I was icky.
Must mean fat. Why, what brought up the subject anyway?
You wouldn't believe this, Norton. What do you think she said to me? She wants to go to a bop contest, then she wants to go roller skating, and finally she wants to go through the Tunnel of Love. She says that's romantic.
Oh, the Tunnel of Love. I've been through the Tunnel of Love. That's not romantic. It's nothing. Wading through that water and all, it's not romantic at all.
How did Trixie like it?
Trixie wasn't with me. I was down there working, fixing a leak in one of the pipes.
That isn't exactly what Alice meant. She wants to go through the Tunnel of Love with me.
What do you and Alice know about fixing leaks?
Stop with the leaks. That's not what I'm talking. Come in. Look, I'm very busy eating. We don't want to buy any magazines or anything.
Man, what's this bit about the magazines? I'm Wallace. I came by to pick up angel cake.
Angel? You got the wrong joint. This isn't any bakery.
Man, angel cake ain't a cake. She's a chick. Now tell her to get with it, man. I got a frantic hot rod downstairs, and it's ready to percolate.
A frantic hot rod that's ready to percolate?
Yeah, man, aren't you hep? Don't you dig?
No. He drives the bus. I'm the one that digs. I work in the sewer.
Hey, Alice, you know anything about this?
Oh, you must be Wallace.
That's right. Is Judy ready?
I'll call her for you.
Oh, she's looking for Judy Connors.
That's right. Judy, Wallace is here.
I'll be right up, Mrs. Cranston.
Right.
Why doesn't he meet Judy Connors in her house?
She was down here this afternoon, Ralph, and she asked if it was all right. I'll explain it to you later.
Julia? Oh, that's too much.
Judy was telling telling us that you've got quite an evening planned. She says you're going to go to the amusement park and go roller skating and to a bop dance contest.
That's right. Tonight's a big night. Tonight I'm asking Angel Cake to wear my pin.
Wear his pin?
Yes, Ralph. When a girl wears a fella's pin, it means she's going steady. She's his and nobody else's.
Oh, yeah, I get it. It's like a custom we got. You carve your best girlfriend's initials on a shovel down there.
Atomic passion.
Angel Cake.
You know what, Ralph? Hard to believe. Those kids remind me of me when I was a youth. I acted silly like those kids. But I guess as time goes on, I grew older, I matured.
Yeah, now you're a full-grown nut. There's a lot of full-grown nuts around this house. Now I get the whole thing, Alice. I finally got the picture.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. Judy Connors was up here today, wasn't she? She's the one that was talking about bop contests and roller skating. That's what put the bug in your ear.
Well, what if she did?
What if she did? She's a 14-year-old kid, Alice. Do you think you're 14 years old? There's a laugh. She thinks she's 14. Look at me. I'm 13. Go ahead. Come on, get dressed. We got to go to the junior prom right away.
You can stop laughing, Ralph. If you wanted to make me feel ridiculous, you've done that, Ralph. I admitted I made a mistake. I was trying to be something I'm not. At the same time, Ralph, I didn't think it was so ridiculous trying to recapture the fun that we used to have. I didn't think that I was that old, Ralph, but you've shown me that I was wrong. I just thought that going to amusement parks and dancing and roller skating was the kind of thing that would keep you young. It might have. At least it was worth a try. But you don't have to worry, Ralph. I promise you, you will never have to laugh at me again. I will stop being ridiculous, and I will never, ever mention it again.
She's right, Norton. She's right. There's nothing wrong with somebody wanting to stay young. It's my fault. Well, I'm telling you right now, Norton, I'm changing.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna start taking her to dances and roller skating. I'm gonna learn all the new dances. The Big Apple. Suzy Q. The Continental, Hesitation Waltz, all of that. And I'm gonna learn all the expressions, too, like Vodo-Dio-Do, 23 Skidoo. And I'll kiss you later, I'm eating a potato. All of that stuff. What's so funny?
Vodio-Do, 23 Skidoo. I'll kiss you later, I'm eating a potato.
What's wrong with those expressions?
Boy, oh boy, how can anyone so round be so square? Ralph? Oh, Ralph, I'm here with a phonograph. Let's go, boy. Hey, Ralph.
Be out in a minute.
Come on.
Well, how about it? What do you think?
Wait a minute. Just give me a little time to drink this whole thing in. It's like seeing Boulder Dam for the first time.
Never mind that. What do you think?
Well, Ralph, I guess it's all right. You ain't exactly no ding-dong daddy from Dumas.
Well, never mind that. Now, did you get all the stuff to teach me to dance?
Yeah, I got the record.
Tonight is going to be a big night for Alice and me, and I want to dance correctly when I start.
Wait a minute. Where do I put this?
I can't wait to get going.
I got a phonograph here, and I got some records.
Yeah?
Well, I'll put this first one on here. This one has the Hucklebuck.
Oh, the Hucklebuck.
This was always good for me. There we go now. There we are. one of those numbers that tells a story.
Wait a second. You don't expect me to do that, do you?
Of course I do.
I can't do that stuff.
Listen to the record. Listen to the music. Just do what the lurker says on there on the record there. That's all you gotta do. Get in the groove and be gay. You ready?
All right, go ahead.
Here we go. Action!
What did you stop me for? I was just rolling then.
You're supposed to waddle like a duck.
How can I waddle like a duck?
Well, it's easy. Just walk like you always do. Now, come on, let's get with it again here. Both of us together. That's it.
Here's a dance you
Good.
should know.
Got the knack of it now.
That's it. The lights are down.
I got it now, Norton.
What are you doing?
Just brushing up on a little dancing, that's all. You wanted me to be a dancer, so I'm just brushing up.
Well, what is this crazy costume you're wearing?
This isn't a costume. This is what all of us cats wear. I got it. I'm hip, ready to go. I'm gone.
You're gone, all right. Ralph, is all of this because of what we talked about last night?
Yes, it is, and I'm taking you out tonight. I'm taking you dancing and roller skating.
Oh, Ralph, that's wonderful.
Now, hurry up and get dressed. Oh, wait a minute, before you get dressed. Here. Put this on. My pin. Put it on, Norton. Let's go. Do it. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Let's sit here and wait for the boys to come out, huh?
Okay, swell.
Here comes Ed.
Not bad, eh?
Fancy stuff. Oh, Ed, this has been a wonderful evening. First dancing and now this. Hey, we ought to do this more often.
You betcha.
Ed,
What?
where's Ralph?
Ah, he's coming. Hey, Ralphie, boy, hurry up in there. Boy, I'm telling you, that husband of yours is a real youngster, Alice. Where did you see him on the skates? I bet he's a real whiz. Come on, Ralphie, boy, in there.
Well,
come on, let's go.
Can't we skate around here?
Oh, come on, Ralph.
Come
Don't
on.
be silly. We want to go in and skate in the rink. Come on.
Go, there's plenty of room. I tell you, he's a real whiz. And I'm on, Ralphie boy.
Look, haven't we had enough of this skating? Can't we go home now?
No, you gotta prove to Alice that you're young. Recapture your youth.
Capture my youth. I keep this up, I'll lose my old age.
Come on, let's get a little action here. Skate around the rink a little while. You get used to it.
Look, are we going to skate or aren't we?
We're gonna skate. Be patient. Hey, you know what? One of my wheels is a little stiff. I think I'll get a little Earl on it. I'll be right back.
Say, Triggs, while we're waiting for Ed, how would you like some coffee?
Oh, all right, might as well.
Ralph, Triggs and I want some coffee. You want to go over and get us some?
So all all the way over there.
Well?
All right.
Can you have a couple of cups of coffee, please?
Yes, sir.
Well, here you are. What happened?
Spilled a little coffee. Well, don't make a big deal out of it.
Big deal, my best skirt.
All right, let's go.
Let's go now.
Just try to push yourself up.
All right, cooperating. Come on.
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh!
Help me off with my coat. Get easy, will you? I hurt my elbows. Bang! Zoom! You had to go roller skating, didn't you? Had to go roller skating. I want to go roller skating. That's what it is, roller skating. I could have broke my leg. Don't Ralph me.
You were the one that said, you know, that you wanted to go roller skating. You were going to take me.
I was the one that said. I suppose I come home from work and said, let's go roller skating, huh? You were the one that said it. With the tunnel of love in the crazy house. Roller skating, bop contest. You know how embarrassing it is to fall down in the middle of a skating rink and can't get up? Everybody looking at me. Shut up! You didn't look any too good either, picking me up. It's embarrassing. What are you laughing at? Boy, I went down, didn't I? you lift your arms there. Boy, I'm telling you. You know something? I learned something tonight. Believe me, I did. I had a lot of fun. You know, doing all those silly things that we did reminded me of when we really were kids, Alice. Remember that? Mm-hmm. We used to go dancing and roller skating, everything, loop-the-loops. Remember when it was all over at night? We used to go to the Chinese restaurant and have some Chinese food. Got a whole dinner for 60 cents. I used to order the chop suey, you'd get the fried rice, then we'd split it. I kept asking the guy for bread. He says, we have no bread here. It's a Chinese restaurant. I said, how am I going to push it on the fork? I used to count him. He used to bring the bread. Boy, those were the days, I'm telling you.
Ralph,
Yeah?
you remember the dances we used to go to at the Sons of Italy Hall?
Yeah. They had some good bands in that joint, too. Isham Jones, Ted Fiorita, Little Jack Little.
Not to forget Basil Fomine.
Basil Fomine.
Johnny Messner and his toy piano.
Yeah. You know something? Talking like this, it teaches you one thing. Acting young isn't what keeps you young. But if you got some memories, some good memories of when you were young, that's what keeps you young. Thinking about it in your old age, when you were a kid, all the things that you did. That's the whole secret of it. You know, it's a shame. I read someplace one time, and the guy was right about it, too. I think it was Bernard Shaw. He says it's a shame that youth has to be wasted on young people. It's right, too.
You know something, Ralph?
What?
I learned something tonight, too.
Yeah, what?
Well, I learned that I don't even mind growing old, as long as you and I grow old together.
Baby, you're the greatest. That's the greatest stuff there, honey.
Xin chào các bạn, hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn tô màu bức tranh một chùm bóng bay hình trái tim này. Các bạn cùng mình tô bức tranh này nha. Đầu tiên mình tô những trái tim màu đỏ. Mình tô trái tim màu vàng. Mình tô tiếp trái tim màu tím này. Mình tô trái tim màu xanh. Các bạn nhớ theo dõi hết video để xem thành quả của mình nhé. Vậy là chỉ với ít phút mình đã thu màu xong bức tranh ngày hôm nay rồi đấy. Các bạn hãy cho mình biết ý kiến của các bạn về bức tranh này nhé. Video của mình xin được kết thúc ở đây. Các bạn đừng quên nhấn like và đăng ký kênh ở phía dưới để theo dõi những video tiếp theo của mình nha. Bye bye.